Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Is it hey yo or hey yo? There's a H there.
Is there a
Do I have
H?
to activate my
Oduduwa,
um
Oduduwa card.
my H factor?
Do
Do I have to activate my H factor?
you have a H
Uh,
factor? You
Do
can't have
I?
it now because you're not. Yeah.
No, I don't
but
actually.
Oh,
are you
okay.
sure? Are you sure? You know what you should do,
Yep.
Osage?
Yeah. What
Record
do
a
I need to
video.
recite?
No,
Yeah.
record a video that has a lot of H and a lot of H's in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then go to CapCut and now do auto caption. Now there go catch you. Now there you go see. Now
what
there you go. No.
determines what determines accent though? Is it the language that you learn, or maybe your tribe itself? Like for example, a Delta Igbo guy. My parents are Delta Igbo, but maybe for example, like I'm just assuming I grew up in Lagos and I learned Yoruba from young.
Yeah.
Will I get it like the typical Yorubas, or because I'm not from there originally? Like how does it work?
I think it's the language you learn.
It's
I
the
think
language you learn, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
starters, there is no H in the Yoruba language, I believe.
Yes, yes, I
Yes.
think
So
so.
that's
That's
what
yeah,
causes the
yes.
confusion.
That's what
Yeah.
causes
Yeah.
the whole. Yeah, that's
There's
true.
no H,
Yeah,
so there are no words that start with H.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that's for starters. So I
yeah.
believe it's the language you learn, but I also believe that while it's the language you learn, it's also what you are consuming. I'll give for where I stay now. A lot of people don't know I'm Nigerian. They can pick
For
up
real.
other Nigerians where they speak. They say, "Oh, this person's Nigerian. Oh, that's not Ghanaian." But like me, they say, "Where are you from?"
Yeah, because they don't know they can't pick your accent.
They
Yeah,
can't
because
pick you apart.
this is how I
Yeah,
speak.
true,
So
true.
it's very
Yeah,
difficult for them, even Nigerians. That maybe they
yeah.
don't know I'm Nigerian. Like, where are you from? Are you from East Africa? Or where are you
Because
from?
it's not. Yeah, because the accent, nothing is connected. Nothing is.
Yes.
But guess
That's
what?
obvious. Yeah,
Yeah.
But guess what? If you're in the UK, oh, bruh, they for don't know sharp sharp. Say you
Yeah, I
just
think I think because there are more, Nigerians in the
there.
UK who have settled in the UK who speak like this as well. I think that they've
Mm.
yeah,
listened to and they've already absorbed some of the characteristics of Nigerians, whether it's from language, how you move, your demeanor, all those things. Because all those things come
true.
into play,
Coming
you
sober.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all. Makes sense.
Like for an
Makes
East
sense.
Africa now, it's easy to pick East African. But funny enough, like there's some parts of East Africa and Southern Africa that their intonation sounds very similar. So if you see someone from maybe Tanzania, which is in Eastern Africa, maybe someone from
Okay.
Botswana, which is
Yeah.
like Southern Africa, right? At times I have to listen very well to pick up where you're from.
Mm,
That's what happens
okay.
Mm.
to me. If you're from South
Yeah.
Africa, it's pretty easy. I can get where you're from.
No,
If
South
you're
Africa
from
is the easiest. It's the
Yeah.
easiest.
If I'm from Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, I can first pin it to say, oh, East Africa.
East
Then
Africa.
if you keep talking, I can now start moving and centering more. But yeah, it's beautiful just to see. Guys, if you have the guys listening, if you have the opportunity, please travel. It's the best form of education. Meet other people, meet other cultures, understand other people's cultures. And then you see that, man, the world is just a beautiful place.
Mm.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's a melting pot, beautiful place. You move
Yes.
out of your surroundings, move out of
Yeah.
your city once in a while. Just go and learn. Even in just in Nigeria, you know,
Yeah. Even at Nigeria, just go to other states.
I think it can be humbling too. You just see that,
Very
man.
humbling. Yeah.
I don't really matter in the scheme of things.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
send
you
your daddy.
don't,
Like you
you
just see
don't.
people, everybody just moving on. You see like different worlds, and everybody is fitting into their world. Everybody's just moving things are just moving on. I mean, looking like
Hmm.
almost, where am I? Where am I in this whole thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
humbling. Traveling is very humbling too. Yeah.
I was
Hmm.
speaking to my friend. He's from Gambia, right? And he was just teaching me about Gambia. He's part Gambian, part Sierra Leonean, and he was just
Uh,
teaching me about like Gambia. And I just like, man, I don't know anything about this place. I couldn't contribute actively to the conversation.
to the conversation.
And
Yeah.
but he was really schooling me on just the context of being a Gambian, and all of that. And then we concluded by saying that if you are very much locked into your own culture and you don't have, if you can't consume other cultures, it's a form of low intelligence.
Yeah, you are shortchanging yourself. Like you are. True.
Yeah,
I agree.
and
Yeah.
and funny enough, we actually started from food. We actually
Yeah.
started from fruit because I took very nice mashed beans and ewa stew to work, And as I
Yeah.
was eating
Yeah.
it, I was like, man, this looks great. So I was like, have some, man. And he had some and it was amazing, right? And he was having something and he told me, hey, man, have some of this. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. What was this? And so we shared, we just kind of shared,
Food.
food ideas and all of that. And we started saying, like, man, some other people, they are locked into their type of food. They will not eat anything other than what they've eaten in the last 20 years of their life, which
Yeah.
is bad. And from there, we're like, okay, from just consuming different kind of food, it's the same thing of learning other people's culture. If you're not open to all those things, I really don't want to associate myself with you because you kind of come off as narrow-minded.
Yeah.
It is narrow-mindedness, to be very
Yeah.
honest.
Some
Yeah.
people will travel, leave Nigeria, and start looking for Nigerian food. In NBC, they will go to Alaska and say, please, can I have jollof rice? Is there any way I can buy jollof? No, my brother. I understand that in some countries, they might not have the best cuisine, right? It's fine, but try and
It
just
is.
explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just explore. You go Sweden, they find amala. Why?
Oh, remember
Why?
that the thing annoyed me last year. I went to Kenya and the person I was like I'm one guy from Nigeria was staying in the same hotel and every day he's just ordering Nigerian food. And I was just looking at him like, this is just insane, bro. Like,
Like,
they
bro,
have
try something else.
try something else. They
And I'm
have
sure
food
you guys
here.
were in a continental
Yes, it was
hotel, so they
exactly.
have a
It was like
variety.
a variety of. I'm like, bro,
You
go
understand?
downstairs. Let's have dinner. Like, bro, guy no grill. The guy was ordering like a goosey soup. I'm like, bro,
Oh
man,
my
this is
god! Oh
insane.
my god! For
This
a
is
limited period of time, it's not like they're there.
bro. I think 8 days. I've been 9 days. I'm like, bro, come on now.
Try something new.
Try
Just try
something
something
new.
new, and
Like try
expand your
something new.
palate.
Bro, it's insane. No, look, I remember I went downstairs. I think it was one evening like that, and he was like, there's a variety of beer, and the guy just went for Heineken. I'm like, bro, have you? This is like
Taste
East
the
African
local
beers.
beer, taste the local beer.
We're seeing like made in Tanzania, made in Kenya. Like taste
Yeah.
it so that when you go back, you can say,
Take
okay,
to
let me make
Saka.
this
Take to
comparison.
Saka beer.
You know, that's not like, bro, the guy no grill, just Heineken straight. I'm like, bro, people are insane. Bro.
It's crazy.
It's
I'm
crazy,
telling you,
man.
it's crazy. My phone is in here. When I was in Kigali, there are some beer I had, right, and I took a picture of
Yeah.
it, and I really liked the beer. And I met someone from Rwanda, and
Yeah?
what I used in breaking the ice was the beer
So
I
it's the
drank.
beer,
And from there, it was
100%.
like, oh, you've
Yeah.
been in Kigali. I'm like, yeah, I've been there like thrice. I've been to the
Yeah.
Genocide Museum. Oh, this beer is really, boom, we broke the ice. I was able
Conversation,
to
that's it.
connect, boom,
Yeah.
So those experiences, those kind of things, people need it. Please try as much as
Yeah.
possible to travel. I know you can travel on a budget. You can just go, you stay in wherever you stay, go to the next state. Spend a
You
day
don't
there,
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
There's
That's
one
what I
time
like.
it was
I used to like what Ade used to do. He and a couple of his friends, they will ride and they
Will
rode to
drive.
South Tome.
Yep.
Yeah. Ghana, Benin Republic. Yeah.
Yeah, and they would just drive in the
Yeah.
SUV, a couple of friends, and they would just go ride it. It's an
Wow.
experience.
It is actually. I remember when one of my guys, like one of my younger get friends in my area was complaining that he has renewed passport twice and he has never used it. I'm like, bro, go to Badagry and cross. It's simple. Just do
Go
it.
somewhere.
It was like a joke. We're just joking, but he did
But
it.
it's actually reality for a lot of people.
And
because
bro,
they use their
he
passport
enjoyed
for-
the experience so much that the next time he took his girlfriend, his friends, his younger sister and his younger brother, they went there for like an Easter weekend. They went to a resort there, had fun, came back. Like it became a thing for him. Every holiday he's thinking about, let me just go to Benin Republic. You get? It became
know
a
why?
thing for him.
You know
Yeah.
why? Nigerians
Why?
don't know how to relax. Our idea of relaxation, unfortunately, is oble. And that's not relaxation, relaxation because you're burning yourself out. You're burning your intestines. You're denying yourself a good sleep at the end of the day. We don't know how to relax. I don't know whether it's because we're in a hustle mode all the time.
Yeah.
But the idea that a Nigerian family will go to another state and
a
go
very,
and
and a very
relax
quiet place. Very quiet
is
place
very,
at that.
It's
Yeah.
very rare. It won't cross the mind
Yeah.
of most average families. It won't cross the mind
Very
of most.
honest.
I
Yeah.
also think there's a lot of social engineering going on as at this point, especially from like last year was like the height of it. For me, it shows especially for young people that for you to have a great time, especially during the December period or the holidays.
Yeah, it has to be 30 December.
You have to spend money. You have to spend money. You have to spend big. Even if you want to do a house party, you have to just throw it down. You know, when you're doing your weddings, it has to be huge. You have to spend ridiculous amounts of money for it to look
that culture of
lavish.
hugeness.
I don't know whether it's from our Nollywood movies where you walk into the house and it's all ornaments and big chairs with big designs and all of that. Like, can we watch? And this, you know, someone shared the Charles of Play next set of movies in the WhatsApp group, right? And I was just, you know what I'm asking for? Can you guys give me regular series, right, that can run consistently for the next 6 seasons of regular Nigerians?
Yes.
Like, think of I need to
everyday
know.
people. Yeah, everyday people.
Okay, fantastic. Everyday people, Family Matters. Just give me regular stuff. Yeah, give me regular
that can follow for a long time. Yeah,
that is regular, like Igoli.
Yeah,
just give me regular Nigerians, right?
And shout out
give
to
me regular people. Somebody that works. Give me tinsel. Give me multiple tinsels. Can we have that? I don't need anybody driving. I don't need
to see an SUV. I don't need to see a Benz. I don't know.
I'm tired of watching series where it's all about being super rich and you can't connect with, at least a majority of Nigerians can't connect with it, but they can look at it and aspire to it. But aren't we tired of that?
Do you know how many
regular, man?
Do you know how many Nigerians can never go to the club, cannot afford to go to a nightclub? And all your movies, there's nightclub inside. As if, every Nigerian wakes up every morning and that's okay. We are going to the nightclub.
I just go to the nightclub.
Come on now.
I don't know, man. We need to tell better stories. Anyways, man, let's start the show.
Tell him man pull off, tell him man pull off, tell him man pull up. If you wanna pull up, and if you wanna pull up, better make you shoot us. And if you're gonna shoot us, better make you kill us. Cause all my man ready, all my man ready. And they can get messy, she could get messy. You answer when you see me, cause me not write message. My nigga get Luga, my nigga get Machete. And plus na bega bego, plus na bega bego. Focus on me, pay me, no one trouble for me head though. Nigga wanna test us, when I show you what I'm made of. Only man I perish when I'm looking in the mirror. Must not beg a begu. Focus on me, pay me, no one trouble for me head though. I'm coming from last giddy, ready hit it be like hello. Only man I perish when I'm looking in the mirror. Niggas funny like a kororo. Spending money on a gogoro. You never see me with a lolo show. I'm so hard I got to make my own dough. You know that man a killer, Go to bed and roll up in my chest like a gorilla. I'm coming to your speaker, let's get it to Marina. When I put them on my mama, but you never have that never. Why you wanna hate, man? Can a young nigga get a break? Every other day go put it chase, man. Just a nigga tryna eat.
Okay, say they wanna pull up, but say nigga hold up. Saying it right now, but check I man swell up. Okay, can we roll up? Ready like a roll out. Looking super sweet, I know your body can soak up. Okay, now to pull out, wanna pull up, and you know that we arrive. So my left, I've been the one that told you never not to try. Fracamula when I dribble and I shoot you, it's on sight. Would you please give me the light? No malicious till I die.
Bust a begu. Focus on me, pay me, no one trouble for me head though. I'm coming from last giddy, ready hit it be like hello. Only man I perish when I'm looking in the mirror. DJ, banger, certified, pretty boy, massacre, bust it. But you know, you bird, yeah. But you know bad like this. But you know hop on the beat like this. All the bad girls want to wine pon this. Make a step fall down like a magic trick, yeah. DJ, this one a banger. I be my mate, she come from Masaba. My man they claim me, they say they me cousin. I do me cousin, they know man from Ada. My baby me pussy. My man don't money, but them man they watch me. No type of charter, my man get beretta. I call my cousin, cause his name is better. Say me name again. A pretty boy, I feel see me name again. I like my police cause they give me coffee. Cause I don't go when they contact the women. You know the boy fly like a eagle. Annabella wine it a liter. Baby put your head on my finger. Baby,
She I no be millionaire. My brother they go here, tell that to a non-believer. My brother they go here, tell that shit to any hater. My brother they go here, she I no be millionaire. My brother they go here when. They go here when, brother they go here when. They go here when, brother they go here when. Now when my mama slap me, they go here when. Pull up in the benzo, they go here when. But you know bad like this. But you know hop on the beat like this. All the bad girls want to wine on this. Make a step fall down like a man.
Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Loose Talk. We're just listening to the boy, Pretty Boy Dio.
The boy,
Dio. First record was Pull Up featuring Santi. One of my best songs. That's a tough record, tough video. And then the follow-up song was They Go Here When. Another solid record, another solid video. Pretty Boy Dio is up there for me in terms of being exceptional artist. I think the way he writes his music, the way he passes his message, you get it in a very Nigerian feel, you know. I think he's a brilliant artist, and I wish him all the success, man. And he's hardworking as well. Dropped a couple of projects, you know. He's not the kind of artist that says, you know what, I'm talented and drop singles here and there. No, he puts in a lot of work, and I like him. I like how he does his music. I like how he raps.
Very exciting artist to watch.
Yeah. I remember his Colors.
Dennis Rodman, nigga. Yeah.
And that Colors performance was.
That is Colors performance. I'm like, bro, this is you're moving around too much, my guy.
No, I loved it. The way he just performed it. If you guys haven't watched it, check it out. Colors Studios, Pretty Boy Dio. Jungle Justice, he killed that record. I'm on that Jungle Justice. You know, he's good. He's good like that. Shout out to Pretty Boy Dio. And welcome back again to another episode of your favorite podcast, Loose Talk. We're here again.
Yep.
Round of applause for everybody. Round of applause for my co-host. Hey man, some of the consistent guys I know. Putting every back to back every week. We're here. We're here to go easily, you know, but we're here, we're doing our thing. So shout out to you guys. Ayo, please, I want to give you this assignment. It is 2025.
Yes.
I want for the next 52 weeks to give me one album that turns either 10 or 20.
Hey, this assignment should come with dollars, please. It should come with
you know
dollars.
what? I'm going to make it easier for you. You can add all the albums in 2024. So all the albums turning 20, 21, 11 and 10. You
all
get
the landmark years,
yes.
Yeah.
So
let's
do this. Let me simplify this. Every album that turned 10 and 20 in 2024, and every album that turns 10 and 20 in 2025.
Calm.
Yeah, you can do that. Steve.
What I was interested in was, Billboard did like the greatest artist of the 21st century, being that this year is the 25th year of the 21st century. And I was thinking about it from an Afrobeat perspective to say who are like even the like 20 or 25, the greatest 25 Afrobeat artists, of the 21st century. And I was thinking about it that will make an interesting conversation also too.
That's light talk,
especially in consideration that the 21st century was like when I would say Afrobeat was really, really, really not really Afrobeat, like Nigerian pop contemporary music was like peaked
99 2000,
99 2000.
So what you're saying, Steve, exactly is just saying the greatest Afrobeat artist of all time.
Exactly,
25.
that's what it was. That's what it was going. It's going to be.
It's easy. I can do that now. This general has been too quiet. I can do that.
I think that's light work. I think we have a. We have
the top 10 is easy.
I think I have a rough draft somewhere. I think let me even just pen down what it looks like already, right? So
yeah.
Just give me a second. Let me grab some paper somewhere.
Number one will be very, very interesting, Sha. Although I think all of us we've agreed on number one before.
Who's number one? Have we?
But you know, we're old timers. We're old takers, as they say on
we're old timers. I think it's
old takers. It's not more
see, the problem with old takers or old time or old pickers actually.
Old pickers.
Old pickers actually.
Sorry, old pickers, yes.
The problem with calling me an old timer is you have to then show me that you are better than me.
That's the problem.
Do you understand? So you can't the new music. You can't. You are doing well, And I'm not even talking
Yeah.
about like there are some I respect that I even think are more relevant. Of course, most of even the guys that aren't even more knowledgeable are more relevant. That's relevance is not what we're talking about. But like there are some people that I respect that are not after our set, right? The Imawonis, the Adeayos. Like
Those
Who
ones are
guys
actually
respect.
know the game.
Collins
if
Yeah.
these
Ajayi,
guys
yeah.
look at me in the face and say you're an old timer, go sit the fuck down. I will go and sit down. It's fine. Like but not the other guys who started consuming stuff from maybe a few years ago. Then you want to start rumbling the feathers with no,
Yes.
go
So I
sit
got
down.
chill down, sit
So
down, be humble.
they are those young people that I feel are in the forefront of like Afrobeats now and are doing a fantastic job, just consistently curating it, and they will become reference points in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
They will also become old takers, which is also fine,
Yeah.
right? But yeah,
Interested that you said this because I was putting together a list like that in my head one time, and the only way I could categorize it was like, if it didn't matter to you until you started making money or fame from it, then you don't matter in the scheme of things. That's how I see it, because you have to love this game to actually know the game, to be very honest.
Yeah, true
You
that.
know?
True that.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm even taking myself out of the equation. You guys were like Afrobeat, like Nigerian pop music, Nigerian music connoisseurs from even before you had the idea that you could make a career out of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So that's the essence of it. That's the love. That's the passion that I feel is needed for you to actually know the game. But if you just figure it out when you know that I can actually build a career of this, or I can get famous of this, you are not that ain't it, man, at all. You get,
because the motivation is quite different.
the motivation is different, and and with
because
that,
that's what in this social media era, what that does is it's your North Star doesn't then become the truth. It becomes
you. It
what
becomes
makes
what's
you
more
more
popular.
relevant.
Thank you. The motivation is way different.
And that's what I
That's how
don't
see
like
it.
about music or just music conversations most times.
Yeah.
It's especially on social media, right? It's because anytime you need to create something, create content, create a list or something, right? You're doing it just because the greatest motivation for it is, how do I, double up? How do I level up with this content I'm creating? This person is meant to be here. But this person isn't very popular. So you know what? I'll leave this person out of this conversation.
Ouch. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I don't
the
really
audience
fuck
I'm
with
appealing to don't really like this person.
Yep.
You understand what I mean? Like, it's like how we talk about Brimo. Brimo can be like a total asshole, but you cannot take away the music.
It's impossible.
You can't take away the music.
Yeah.
For a long time, Brimo was not being nominated for awards. And I was like, why? I was part of a group and I'm like, why is this guy not nominated? He makes a fantastic music. You don't like him. It's not about what you like or don't like.
No, like it's about facts. Is it music? Can the music stand on its own? Is it quality enough? Fine, then bro, let it rock.
Let it rock. I saw a tweet about someone saying R. Kelly isn't even great. Isn't even
I
great
just
at all or
scrolled
something.
past. There's no time.
Bro,
how are you going to have conversation with that person?
The quotes on that tweet was crazy.
Yeah.
Because people say, see, granted, this guy might be an a-hole, whatever, but Robert Sylvester Kelly.
Somebody that dubbed himself the R in R&B. And people had to complain. People say, yes, I agree.
I need people to understand who Robert Sylvester Kelly is as a musician. Robert Sylvester Kelly.
Someone who got bored and started doing reggae. Started doing dancehall.
He do reggae too.
Got bored.
Got bored.
Come on, man, don't fuck with that guy. Come on, man.
He wrote Michael Jackson's "You Are Not Alone."
You're not alone. Yeah, come on, man.
Somebody that wrote and performed "I Believe I Can Fly."
Yes. that you all thought you had gone gospel that year. You know when they say,
I thought you got gospel. Yeah.
Anybody that sat down and wrote "I Believe I Can Fly" and performed it, that was the soundtrack for Space Jam now.
Space Jam.
The lead soundtrack.
Then he came back and did that song with Nas. Did you ever think? Totally opposite.
Hip hop. Somebody that Celine Dion could not out sing in a song.
She and then she started doing the ad-libs falsetto.
Let's hold on, bro. Let's hold on, bro.
Calm down. Mama, calm down.
That's somebody that nobody can defeat in the versus.
Nobody.
In fact, it's most likely
Boosie
it's
said
most
it
likely
now.
if anybody that comes against Akeli in a versus, it's
In a
most
versus.
likely he plays your record because he probably wrote it for you.
He probably wrote
Is it Tyrese that wants to go against him? You say I wrote
It's
some of
not
your
possible
biggest.
now.
Yes.
Oh man, come on, man.
Let's leave. That guy is a monster on both sides.
On both sides.
That guy is a monster.
Unfortunately.
So it's so okay. This Afrobeats list you're talking about. I was thinking about it now. Who would be number one? Who would you pen as number one? It's a very interesting conversation.
There are only two people that I believe. It's
Can be
only
number
one.
one.
It's only one. It's only one I can believe.
Who?
Who?
And that will be
Two-Face.
Two-Face. Yeah.
That's the only person I can. That's the only person I can.
And it
go
might
for
not
in
appeal to
terms
the
of.
Afrobeats to the world crowd. but I
Of
don't give a fuck,
course, that's
because
nobody gives.
you
I don't care.
You don't know
about
the
it.
culture more than me.
And he took it to the world actually. If you want to
Yeah.
go that way,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
took
did
it.
actually.
In fact-
he has the awards. He has the.
In fact, he's the first
timestamp
person that took it to the
to,
world.
to the world.
He got the
Exactly.
MTV EMA.
Yeah.
Thank you, the first person. Yep.
Yeah, the first
Yeah,
person.
what broke on stage though, but it's fine.
It's not even that one. It's the one before that one.
Oh, that's true. It's the one before that one.
Yeah. It's for that
Ah.
African Queen album. It's for the face-to-face
Yeah,
album.
yeah, yeah,
then there's
yeah,
African
yeah.
Queen. Then it's just crazy,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, it's crazy.
crazy.
So number one would be Two-Face Idibia, right?
Yeah, it will be. He has
Yeah.
the album. He has the impact. He has the hits.
He has the classics,
Like,
two classics
he has
back
the
to back.
classics.
First, second album.
He
unheard
even
of.
has 3 classics, man.
yeah, he
Yeah.
even has 3
R&B.
classics. To be very
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And, I think he's the one that isn't that contestable.
Exactly. Because the rest you can contest them. To
Yeah.
be very honest. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what a list. Iron Man, I'm looking forward to your list. That will be an interesting list. I know for sure, I know the people that make the Wiz, the Videos, Burners,
Bonus and stuff
the
like that.
Tiwa
Tiwa.
Savages, they make it, the D'banj makes it, and the P Square make it.
The top 10 will be
Now-
very interesting. Even
Now,
the
apart
top,
from those
after
ones
the
I
top
just
10
mentioned,
too. Yeah.
yes. I now want to see the
And
other.
I want to
think
see
that's
the
even-
other ones. Yes.
I would think it's the position of how you now position them, because they'll not be like and all that. Does Olamide qualify on this?
I have a lot
Sorry.
of takes. Okay, sorry.
yeah, you probably put Olamide as an Afrobeats artist. Yeah,
Of course it is. It is.
You put it.
I, for example, I believe that a P Square should be above Davido in the ranking. That's what I believe.
Because
That's what I
it
believe.
depends
Because
on how it depends on the criteria, right? If your criteria is albums,
Okay.
like if your
the
criteria is
everything.
albums,
So, your
criteria is
each criteria
albums,
gives you
impact,
a point. Yes.
commercial success.
Yes.
Okay, then you do you then
You
have
do
like
the
a
word
waiting.
thing.
You have like a waiting system.
Yes, a waiting system. I believe that P Square will come after. Has to come
should
before
believe.
Davido.
'Cause-
If you look at it, you look at the impact. You look at the albums. Davido does not have. Davido has like. I would now say, thinking because I listened to his discography about like 2 weeks ago again.
His
I've not
discography
been
is
fair
getting
to him.
packed though.
I've not been
Getting
fair
packed,
to
though.
Davido's discography, to be very honest. I usually say he doesn't have like a classic. That's what I will say.
He doesn't have a classic. He doesn't have a cult classic. Let's keep it a buck. He doesn't. He has some really good albums though.
He
that
has
me, I
some
enjoy.
best-selling albums. Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yes.
first
Which
and
I
the
enjoy.
last. The first
I
and the
love-
last I like.
I love
Yeah.
the first. The people didn't even like the first because they didn't like
People
him.
didn't like
They
the first because they
Yeah,
didn't
because
like
they
him.
didn't like him. But if you go back,
Yeah.
actually listen to it.
It's a
If
good
you go
album.
back again,
It's
it's
a
a good
good
album.
album.
It's
It's
a
a good
very
pop
good
album.
album.
There's this
Yeah.
one that did very well, which is a good time. Wasn't it
A
a good
Good
time
Time.
that did very well? The one that has sweet in the middle.
A Good Time was the first one. Is it a better
Yeah.
time you're talking about? That one wasn't well received.
Better time.
Better Time wasn't well received.
Yeah,
Is
it
the
wasn't.
one after Better Time that was
That's the most recent one now.
that's the most recent album. Yeah.
Yeah, but a good time. I liked a good time. I liked a
The
good
Good Time
time.
was good.
A Good Time is
Yeah.
actually good. It's actually
Yeah,
good.
a good time is a good album. Like all
Yeah,
his
so,
albums.
yeah.
In fact, let's keep it a buck. He doesn't have bad albums.
Yes,
Yes.
okay, that's
Yeah.
how that's
he
how I
doesn't
put
have
it.
bad albums.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I put
and
it, yeah.
then he has some highs, but he doesn't have like
Standard classics.
low
Yeah.
lows.
Mm,
Okay,
A Good Time is
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
On both ends, yeah.
yeah, on
True.
both ends. You won't say, "Oh, that album I can't listen to it. It's terrible." He doesn't have those kind of albums. He puts some effort into it. And for me, right, why I really love the video again is you hear the voice, you hear him speak. You naturally think that okay, if this
You
guy
can't
jumps on
place
the
it.
record,
Yeah, it can
the
work.
video, if you look at all the features, everything he's done, the way he's been able to manipulate his voice, write the record, fit into the song, it's a lot of work.
It's work of art.
It's talent.
Yeah. It is.
Remember the record with Mafiki Zolo? Look at what he did on that record. And he just, no. He's fantastic. He's fantastic. He's a good recording artist. So yeah, P Square. I think P Square would come. What would you put the bunch though?
So if you're talking about the first big three, Two-Face, P Square, the bunch. So, so when you put him in this list,
what would you put the bunch? What would you put? Okay, let me give you a
The
quick
bunch
question.
has the bunch has one classic.
Yes, he has one classic. Who comes before who? Tiwa or the bunch?
I'll give Tiwa.
Because Tiwa is Tiwa. No, think about Tiwa.
No.
Tiwa has consistently maintained, that level since she came into the game. Features, everything. Queen of features, giving you the records, giving you the songs, giving you the jams. It's going to be a tough list. I don't envy you. I
don't envy you. The only argument I have against the bunch is like the time at the top. It was short but too impactful.
Too impactful.
That's how I would say.
Then you go into that whole Oliver Twist, good music thing.
That's what I'm saying. That good music thing too, stuff
it's
like
crazy.
that.
Yeah, but
it's crazy. Which broke the doors of Afrobeat to the world.
Thank you, because that's what broke the world in the UK.
The UK charts, exactly. Yeah, crazy.
Think about that. Are you going to put Don Jazzy on this list because he's an Afrobeat artist?
No.
He doesn't have an album. No.
It doesn't have
a solo album.
Wow. I would put Don Jazzy somewhere.
No.
25. Organa 25.
25.
Long way to go.
Come on now.
Timaya makes it anyways. Timaya has to make your 25 off.
He's 25 now.
Come on. Nice to make it. I was listening to I'll play this record for you, Jay Martin's album, right? So see, at times I'm walking and I just remember a song and I just start playing it. It comes a time when an artist drops like a banger album, right? And they're so much at top of their game, they just start doing like features and they just start killing features. And then they're in this space where you can even hear it in their delivery that, you know what, I'm at the top of my game right now. This happened to Lil Wayne, that 06, 07 Lil Wayne run where he was just killing everything. This is what Nice does on this. There's a record, J Martins, ID Kabasa. This one. See, Nice was so successful. ID Kabasa thought that, thought of himself as an artist and dropped an album. That's how popular Nice was. That his producer said, okay, yeah, why not? I can do music as well. Who remembers that record though?
Can't remember.
You guys can't remember that record?
I remember the ID Kabasa album.
No, it's not an ID Kabasa. It's on J Martin's debut album. There's a song there where he features Nice and ID Kabasa. ID Kabasa took the first record. Let me see if I remember. Yeah. Oh man, it's been a while. I'll remember the record now. Don't worry, I'll pull it up for you guys. If you can't pull it up, I'll pull it up later. But yeah, quick trivia, guys. I wanted to ask you quick trivia. Remember when we had the podcast with ID Kabasa?
Yep.
Do you remember where he said he got the idea of photocopy from?
I can't remember.
You can't remember? Let me play photocopy again so maybe you refresh your minds.
I'm in the new punk. Photocopy, easy. You never be like me, this is my identity. Tani, take this and that. Apala, Utali, Oba, Adiku, Baile, Alako Meji, very like a taboo, Baile, Alako Plenty. I'm in the new punk. Photocopy, easy. You never be like me, this is my identity. Tani, take this and that. Apala, Utali, Oba, Adiku.
Iron, we interviewed Heidi Kabasa some years ago, and we were talking about photocopy, and he mentioned that he got the concept of photocopy from a record. Can you remember that record?
What's not a Craig David record?
Okay, you're getting close. What's the name of the record?
I'm walking away. Was it that one?
Ayomide Tile.
I can't remember.
You got it.
He actually got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Photocopy, go easy. So he took the sample. I don't know how he did it. Sped it up, whatever he did.
I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away. To find a better day. I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away. To find a better day. I'm walking away.
Man,
That's
Heidi
interesting.
Kabasa.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Anyways, let's get into what we've come to do today. Yeah, enough music geeking for a minute. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? What is happening? What is happening? State of affairs, rather. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics will include illegal. First of all, MBS, is your website back?
It will be back. It will be back when the result comes.
when they start including prostitution and illegal activities, it will be back.
Wait, see.
Wait, hold on. Prostitution, sex work,
Yes,
it's
no.
not legal. It's not legal in Nigeria.
Wait,
It's not
first.
legal, but they will
Please,
start
you
including it.
have not answered my question. Is the website back? The
No,
website
the
cannot
website
be
is
reached.
not back.
No, I'll answer
It's
like a
not
Nigerian
back.
civil servant. Let me answer like a Nigerian civil servant.
Yes.
It's back on track. It's back on track.
We've set up the committee to restore.
Look into
We
it.
set up the committee to look into it and restore the website. So they're working on it.
So
I think they have
let-
meetings in London to to fix it.
let me get this straight. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics produces a report,
Yes.
right, detailing the amount of people that have been kidnapped in this country.
And how much has been paid as ransom?
Thank you. How much has been paid as ransom? The next report we see, or news report we see, is that the Department of
State Security
visited.
Visited in-
invited them.
Oh, sorry.
Visited and invited.
Yes.
When you say visited invited, you have to put
Air quotes.
Quotes.
Okay. Okay, let me do it like Ayo does it. Okay. I've quoted and unquoted, right? And a few days later, the websites cannot be reached. What is going on?
704 bandwidth limited. Anyone.
No, it just says the site cannot be reached. Check if there's a typo in www.nigerianstat.gov.ng. DNS_probe_finish_NX domain. The site cannot be reached. What is going on, guys?
Which way cry for night? I'm picking that for money. They ask what's happen.
That's a very strong and scary quote, by the way. Which way die for night? Which way cry for night? Picking die for morning. That's so scary. That's some Helen Okpabio scary kind of.
Shout out to Pabs.
Yeah, but see, so Steve, now explain to me how they put out this press release without their website functioning.
No, it wasn't. I think the chairman or the director or something went on Rotu's show. On
Arise.
That's where I saw it. That's the place on Arise, right? To talk about it, right? And
Didn't they
there
ask
was a
him why his
debate.
website is not working?
I'm not sure.
And who shut down his website?
I don't know. I don't know how.
No. Let me go and look for that report. The MBS reports on kidnapping and ransom.
No. They disclosed the Bureau, the National Bureau of Statistics disclosed this during a sensitization workshop on GDP and consumer price index, right? Which they organized with the Nigeria Economic Summit in Abuja. So it was like in a summit. It wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. They
It was at an
submitted.
event. It was at an event. So there was
They
no room to
submitted
ask
this in
them
the
questions
summit.
about their website. It's crazy. It's
But
crazy.
that initial reports, they didn't show us working of how they got those figures, did they?
They've never done that before.
They've not done that
They've
now.
never done that before.
Oh,
Like
all of a
because
sudden,
they
everybody
release
now
every
woke
year
up and started questioning.
Exactly.
you know why? You know why? That figure is too hard. It's too much to believe.
Bro,
It's too much to
It's
believe.
too troubling. Yeah.
No,
It's too troubling.
and I'll tell you why it's troubling. Let's really read the report. This was published by News Agency of Nigeria on Christmas Eve, 2024. It says the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics says kidnapping incidents in the country is estimated at 2,235,954 between May 2023 and April 2024. That is, over 2.2 million people have been kidnapped. The NBS revealed this in its Crime Experience and Security Perception Survey 2024, released in Abuja on Tuesday. This survey is a household-based survey which provides an in-depth understanding of the situation of crime in Nigeria with a target population comprising household members 15 years and older. The NBS said the survey was carried out to produce estimates at national and zonal levels covering both urban and rural areas for a 12-month reference period. The report said that among households that experienced kidnapping incidents, 65% paid a ransom. It is said that the average amount paid as a ransom for kidnapping was 2.7 million per incident, with an estimated total ransom of 2.2 trillion naira paid within the reference period. The Northwest reported the highest ransom paid with 1.2 trillion, while the Southeast was the least with 85.4 billion naira. All naira, by the way, guys. The report showed that rural areas recorded more kidnappings with 688,104 reported cases than urban areas with 567,850. Analysis by zones revealed that the Northwest recorded the highest number of cases, 1.42 million, followed by the North Central, 317,000 plus, while the least that was recorded in the Southeast was 110,432. It showed that nationally, an estimated 51,887,000 crime incidences were experienced by households in Nigeria. It is said the Northwest reported the highest incidence of household crime, totaling 14,402,000 plus. Right, then this thing goes on and on and on. It's really long, well detailed. We'll put the link in the show notes for you guys to read the full reports. Now, I'm trying to make a case for this by reading this, right? 2.2 is still scary, so I've not even finished making my case. I'm trying to even get to half of my case because you have to look at 2.2. But what I feel is happening here, and the way they've reported this is there have been large groups of people who have been kidnapped. There can be that as well, right?
Yes.
So terrorists go into a city and move people from maybe point A to point B. They might be released later or whatever. That counts as kidnapping. So I think it comes from what is defined as kidnapping, first of all, right?
Yes,
and then
that's the first point.
And then we should know that this is also not the total count. This is an estimation. It's like you want to, Steve, you know this, you've done surveys, right? You want to talk to business owners. You don't interview in a state with a population of maybe 10 million. How many people do you need to interview? Maybe 1,000?
1,000 or so, yeah.
And then that serves as an estimate for whatever,
for the
right?
rest of the population, yeah.
The numbers look scary in a year. But again, as we all know here, as former journalists, right? A lot of incidences are underreported. If we know the true number, or if we have a log board that shows every case or every crime being reported in Nigeria,
yeah,
and it's going to be very scary. But we know for sure that things are being underreported because media houses have cut spending. But at the time, most of the national dailies, they had at least 2 or 3 reporters in a state.
In every state, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember now when
more than because they have like this, they have a reporter in the state house.
Yes,
sure.
Standard.
Then they'll have like
the state house.
Exactly, they'll have in other communities. Now it's no longer happening.
Then you have the metro guys. You have the metro guys doing the metro reports and everything.
Yeah, going to court, police stations, stuff like that. Yeah,
bro. And have you noticed if you read the dailies or if you read the website, those stories don't exist anymore on this platform.
They're reducing.
Yeah, they don't. They're reducing. They don't even exist. I don't see them anymore.
I think it's only Vanguard and Punch that still has a very active metro sector. I don't know about the others.
At some point, I used to read metro stories in Plateau State. You don't see most of that anymore. You're just seeing what they cover on the high level, which is governance, politics.
Yeah.
True.
Then other stories, because why? They've cut spending. And this is why local news outlets are very important.
Very, very.
They are very important. In Plateau State alone, there should be local news media that have their local papers that are distributed in the area. They don't need to get to Lagos. They don't need to get to the Southwest. Then they can have a website where you can go and check, let me see what's happening in Plateau State. And then you can read. And then you can even start to distill it more into, smaller regions. Like we said, there's no reason why Etiosa local government should not have its own newspaper outlet. And it doesn't need to be Fiscal anymore. It can be a website.
Yeah.
But I need to read something about Etiosa, because what happens is once you have one huge newspaper covering everybody, not all the stories can get into that paper because you don't have the resources, you don't have the time. Yeah.
Something to fall through the cracks. Definitely. You won't have enough coverage.
You don't even have directories, which is also another problem. Etiosa local government you don't even know, how many shawarma spots are there in Etiosa local government? You have to then go to Google Maps. And that's if these businesses have used Google My Business.
Maps,
Google My Business and put it there. Yeah.
And put it there. If they've not
optimized local search. If they've not optimized local search,
you have to do it manually, and that's long term.
You understand?
And you would think it would be easier because, for example, now covering something like Delta State shouldn't be difficult. All you need is an Instagram page or a Twitter page, like Delta something, and just start publishing daily. Right? Maybe when you have enough manpower, you can start publishing on your website, or you can go and print. There's no even need to print a newspaper. Like the barrier to entry is very, very easy. But how come this is the era where we're not seeing things like that, even when the barrier to entry is like really, really very, very low? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you have to like go and have like a physical office, print newspapers, go to like a printing press to print newspapers before you come up with the media house. Now, an Instagram page is enough to curate all that is happening in the state. In every day, but I don't think people are that passionate about
like that. There's some Instagram accounts like that, but they're not that active. I've seen a few.
Even me, I search for once in a while. I search for those from Delta State, right? I'm looking for stories in Delta State, and you see them. Sometimes they've not published for like more than a year. Do you get like they're not active at all? So that goes to even also question how passionate are people in terms of like community journalism or local journalism or even journalism. Our economy optimized for people to have that kind of passion. So
my brother, you just they talk now. Exactly. All the one way they talk since you just you just arrive at my bus stop.
Okay.
You understand? So you're looking at what you looked at now is in terms of the resources. You looked at the fiscal resources. You don't need an office anymore. So why are you not doing this? But you also have to look at the intangible, which is, do I have the skill set to be a journalist? You still need to train people to do those things.
Yeah.
There still needs to be a publisher who sits down and says, we need to have a sports vertical. We need to have news. We need to have metro. This is how to pick up stories. This is how to interview people, how to talk, and all of that. So we don't have a lot of that. What we're also having, to be frank, we're not practicing journalism. What we're doing here is a lot of, and I'm talking about this Instagram thing you're talking about, and this is why it's not working in those places. What we're having on Instagram, the people that push news, they are not creating the news
at all.
They're aggregating it. They're curating it. If you give them, so look at, let me pick a random one. Ijoma Daisy. Let's do Ijoma Daisy, right?
Okay.
All she does is just curate what's happening on social media. She's following all the other pages. She's quick to publish it. She's following all the popular people as well. Or she has people following them, or he or she, I don't know who runs the platform, right? And then they are basically just curating and dumping on the page and aggregating everything. And people know that, if I come here, instead of going to like 10 different celebrities or whatever, if I come to this platform, I can get everything here. Right.
So what's even not happening with the local thing?
So Ijoma Daisy, when did that person say, I went to this orphanage and found out they're doing fraud?
Yeah, I understand.
So she's not a community journalist. She's just an aggregator.
So
what community journalists?
So the points you've made now, I don't know if you've noticed, is that for this community like community news, like local media, there's not even somewhere to curate from. That's not even the problem.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You have
There's
to go
no
and do
place to
the.
curate.
You have to go and do
For
the
example,
work.
then if I start want to start curating Delta State news, where will I get it to curate?
You
If I'm not in the field, I'm not in the
You
field.
go to
just they
Asaba.
come. You just they land your own bus stop. Make you drop. Do you understand what's going on? You have
Oh,
to
I get
create.
it.
You have to.
You have to
News
create the
has to be
stories.
created before it can be
Yeah,
curated or aggregated.
True. So that's why these guys are successful on the national level, because the stories are there. But on the local
Yes.
level, nobody is doing that work for you.
Nobody. You
want
go
to
do am
do
by yourself.
yeah. So the only thing you can now do is niche stuff, which is niche through community stuff. Oh, I'm in Kwara State. If you're a student in Kwara, send us this and we can publish on
Thank
app.
you,
Do
and we can
understand?
publish on app. Yeah.
But nobody is going to Kwara State and saying, "Oh, this is what's happening
What's
in State
happening?
House."
Yeah,
Kwara
that's true.
hotels. The state of the hotel is now bad. We curated this and
true.
put, which is what we kind of did back then. But with the
Yeah.
advent of social media, it became easy. Bro, I was seeing it in the newsroom. People were on social media and creating. So I'm like, when last? I asked a journalist back then, when last did you write an original story?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I did. No, I'm like, no, the last 10 stories you wrote, it was off social media. When
Curated,
last
yeah.
did you put something down? Even when last did you even write a small opinion on the things you've been curating?
On the things that you've been curating.
Opinion, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But they are busy
And
putting this thing and they were getting numbers.
Yes,
Yeah.
now it's a number
It's,
game
so,
now. No.
it's so sad because, you know, like, for example, you consume local news in where you stay, right? Osags?
Yeah.
100%. Like, when I first got here, the first thing I searched, the first thing I even saw was like the local news, and I followed them. And from there, you get a view of everything that's happening. Like, it's very, very local. It's very community driven. It's really, really down to like, it's really grassroots, right? Like that reporting stories are really, really, very, very close to you that you
Bro,
can
I
relate
moved
to.
to a new city. Eh?
Yeah, you told
In a
you
new
told us.
city. I moved in a suburb in a new city.
Yeah.
And not a suburb, like a city, it's a city in a big city, right?
Yeah,
I moved to a
yeah.
big city in a big city, right? And the first thing they did was send me a welcome package.
Yeah, package, yeah.
Say,
yeah.
welcome to this city. This is what we do
Yeah.
in this city. If you want to join X communities, this is what we have in this city. This is where to
Yeah.
get the latest news in this city, right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
you know, they're gentrifying parts of the city. So if you want to also drop your own ideas on how we can make the city better, this is where to do so. And all
Yeah.
of that. So immediately I'm integrated. I started consuming the news and everything. They also
Yeah.
have, and this is why things like some public institutions are very important. They have a big ass library, 4 floors,
Damn.
right? Where you can go in there, and then there are mini groups where you can meet people in the evening, join mini groups, start to volunteer, start to learn
Join
about the city,
communities, yeah.
and
To
all of
integrate
that
properly.
happening in there. And then you have people going there. The older people who have been there for a long time can teach you. If you want to learn the language, there are people there who can come and teach you the language. They teach you the culture. You understand? And so it creates a proper integrated system. For someone who wants to now report on that place, maybe you don't know what you're doing. You're in secondary school, you're in high school, and you want to join. Oh, we have a writing club. You can come and start, and then
Sure.
you can make your way into radio. You can
And
make your
that's
way
how you
into
start.
you can make your way into
Yeah.
sports. That's why you see I was watching a documentary on Joshua Zexi, the Man United footballer. You know, with this
Yeah.
his sale to Man United, the first club he played with, one of the first club, they
They-
received a
They
percentage.
received a percentage of
yeah.
it, yeah. Yeah.
So they did a documentary on him. He has his shirt in the club's office,
Yeah.
you know, and they had pictures, everything, footage, bro, documentation. That's why if you're in a proper country, you cannot tell me, if you cannot prove that, if nobody can come out and say I was classmates with this person, you cannot become president.
Yeah.
But you can get
Yeah.
away with it in Nigeria because you can legit say, well, the public institution that was meant to cover this whole thing, the institution shut down, or the office burnt, or something happened.
Sure.
You get what I'm
This
saying?
is libraries are so important. I went to a friend's house just before Christmas, and the neighbor is like a filmmaker in the big city, but he came home, right? So we're just discussing. He was telling me about like the film history of this place that we stay. Like, you know, people in Nollywood movies that they've come here to shoot, or like the local film scene. I'm like, I was really, really interested. He just gave me a note and said, "Oh, when you're ready, just go to the library, talk to this person, they'll give you like books and stuff like that. Do you guys? And when I googled it, and I googled the library information, and I saw that they even have like different clubs within the library. Even people who are interested in films, like people who are interested in sports, like everything is broken down into like sessions. Like any group that you want, you can go there and volunteer. And like it's just really integrated, right? And this is the importance of just having like local representation in anything that you do, from media to like sports to everything. It brings people together. You get,
You're goddamn right. And guess what?
Yeah.
You don't even need to have it as a website. You can do a podcast. But is there a podcast about Lekki?
Nope.
You get, so this it's I don't know how to solve this problem. Sorry, but I know it's a problem that needs solving.
You know
It's a
now, you
problem
know
that
how to
needs
solve it, but you don't. It's like maybe it's the money that you don't have now or something.
Yes, my brother. Like Jane the Chronicle said, the answer is simple, but it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. But the answer is simple.
Electronica.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So you look at these numbers now, you're like, oh, we didn't see all these reports. So when MBS
Yeah.
puts out these numbers now, we're shocked.
It sounds
But if we had
abstract,
local guys reporting this in last 1 year, for everybody that was kidnapped, for every case that happened, it's easy to
Trackable.
track it and say, okay, you know what? Let me go to this website. Let me script, right? I'll do some web
Exactly.
scripting, and then I can find the numbers, and I can actually we can have an idea of if these things happen in this state. I'm sure they have this data. I don't know if they've released it, but they will have sufficient data to prove. The MBS has never put out BS numbers before.
Actually,
From my
yes,
own,
they
from
haven't.
every time I've
From your own estimations, yeah.
read anything that they've done, they haven't put out BS numbers before.
Yeah. And to be very honest, that the only agency in Nigeria that has like the capacity to carry out like a full scale data gathering. For example, there's this numbers thing going around about like 30 December on Twitter, which I don't believe, by the way, because I've looked at the agency, I've looked at the people behind it. I don't feel that they have the capacity.
Oh, how
to
much
do
did
enough
they say?
data.
Yeah.
You didn't see that
I
article?
can't- You didn't see that
saw
article?
it.
It's-
I saw
it's
some
been going
ridiculous
around.
numbers. Yeah.
Yeah,
I question those numbers, like how how did you guys come
because
about that?
like yes,
Yeah. But
because
agenda Akpor.
agenda Akpor, so I just left it, so like
Yeah.
for example, the MBS has like from the staffing to their representation across the country, that the only agency in this country that has like the capacity to carry out something close to like a effective data gathering.
Yeah.
Because it's an agency, so they have like representation across the country, to be very honest.
Yeah. Except the one
private-
where except the one where they instructed them to then add
To add prostitutes.
no, not the prostitutes one. The other one where they
Okay.
said unemployment numbers is just 5% because they
Oh,
now
Okay.
calculated
They
That
calculated
formula.
informal,
That formula,
something like that.
they calculated the
brain.
informal sector as employed people.
Obviously,
then-
obviously,
Guess what?
it's, everything is
guess
going to
what?
align at the center. To be very honest,
But guess what? The informal sector are the ones greeting Burna Boy 7 a.m. coming out of the UK. That's the informal sector. That's the informal sector.
What Ayo is talking about
Uh,
is a video. There's a video footage I made with social media of popular artist Burna Boy leaving a nightclub at 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah.
on Monday morning,
and then
Monday morning,
on Monday morning. Oh no, it
Yeah.
was Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning. Sorry,
It was a Tuesday
yeah.
morning, which is crazy because it means that the club ran on Monday, which is also
Yeah.
crazy. Do you understand? But anyways, so I think it was Tuesday morning or so, and you had at least 100 men
Able-bodied men.
are surrounding Burna, hailing in, people moving around, and all of that.
Odogu na Odogu.
There's also another video I saw of Portable walking around in I can't remember
Songo.
where. No, Songo Ota area, and at least there were at least maybe 50 to 60 able-bodied men just walking around him, hailing him, and
That's the informal sector that is part of the. They're not.
okay, so
Nigeria.
the MBS will classify them as praise singers,
Yes, now pressing guys.
right? And he just had this, and I just looked at it Tuesday morning. The unemployment rate in this country is high. Because how are you, like you said, and you already talked about this, we need factories. Let's start from the basic. factories.
Basics.
Start
Yes.
making rubber
Physical
shoes. Start making rubber
yes.
sandals.
Factories,
Yes.
construction sites. Nigeria has a lot of
Yes.
construction to do.
Yes.
All these boys
Large-scale
that are hailing,
plastic.
see, all these
Yep.
boys that are in front of Quilox, so yeah, come and take 30,000 naira a day. Just go
And like I
start
say, and like I always tell you guys, I've seen this thing manifest physically
Yeah.
in my area in Isolo when the factories were present, like back in like the 2011s, 2012, 13, 14s, right? Compare it to now. Then the guys in the streets in the area, my area were richer. They had like the quality of life were like they had like more quality of lives. They had
And there
their
was
homes,
less idle
and
time.
there was less crime, there was less idle time. Now they have nothing to do because all the factories have closed down. Like all the plastic factories in the solar have closed down. All of them. Right? So the guys are just around like begging for money into like crime. The Agberism, what do you call it? Where they take money from keke, bike men or stuff like that has increased. Like just like the nuisance has just increased all around. Just because of the absence of those factories. I could see the deterioration of the lives of those guys in real time. I saw it with my own eyes. Do you get how their quality of life dropped because the factories that they were taking their time and giving them, earnings to manage their life, right, had closed down. So yeah, man.
Anyways, let's read this article published on Nigerian Tribune. It says why prostitution, drugs, others will be included in GDP calculation. So the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics has stated reasons for its plans to incorporate illegal and hidden economic activities such as prostitution and drug trafficking into the calculation of Nigeria's gross domestic product (GDP). The Bureau disclosed this during a sensitization workshop on GDP and Consumer Price Index rebasing, organized in collaboration with the Nigerian Economic Summit Group. At the event, the NBS also proposed 2019 as the new base year for GDP calculations and 2024 for inflation computation. Explaining the choice of the 2019, the NBS stated that economic activities during that year were relatively stable as opposed to subsequent years that were disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic and other policy shifts. Let's go to what we want to talk about. Speaking on the inclusion of illegal and hidden activities, Dr. Baba Madu, head of national accounts at the NBS, explained that the decision aligns with the System of National Accounts 2008, a global best practice. If you are into, for instance, drugs, there are some countries, it is this drug that is driving the economy. It is illegal here because there is no legal backing. Also, prostitution, they also earn income. Some even live bigger than those in the formal sector. The SNA does not say no to this. It is we. But the challenge is the legal backing and how do we get the data. And then, of course, the hidden economy. If I ask you how much you earn in a month, you will lower your income. He highlighted the challenge of obtaining accurate data for hidden activities, such as underreported income or illegal sales, but noted that these activities typically contribute only about 3% or 3 to 3.5% of the GDP. Or if somebody is selling provision in a store and before you know it, they start selling Indian hemp. Those are things that we are seeing. There are challenges all over the world, but the beauty is that they are less than 3 to 3.5% of the GDP. I just want to know how much drugs is being sold. Again, in this podcast, there are some things I'm not going to say. I'm sorry, because it's recorded and put in the public space. So there are things we can't really just go into because my brother, everybody's just trying to, stay alive. Yeah. But I want to know how much drugs is being sold and consumed for the MBS to consider calculating this in the GDP.
Although
Well,
to be
in that
fair,
case-
okay, you go.
Well, in that case, they just forward the memo to retired General Mawa, who is the head of the NDLA, and you furnish them with the details. That's
Yes,
the
because
best way.
he should have an idea, right,
Yeah.
of what's going in and coming out. Okay, fantastic. And same with prostitution. Is prostitution at an all-time? Is it that serious for the country?
So
to start calculating it into the GDP?
So prostitution is going to be hard. Is it prostitution on the streets? Is it prostitution in the brothels?
So
Is it prostitution in the strip club? Or is
Yeah.
it prostitution of I come to your house or you come and meet me in a hotel? There are many. It's a
Or is
very
it the
multi-layered
prostitution
industry.
that I'm cooking food, but as I'm cooking the food and delivering it to your house, I'm also delivering something else.
Value-added services.
You know. So, I don't know how much of this is going on for the MBS to say, "Oh, we have to calculate this. So it's at an all-time high." You know, how much is going on of prostitution and drugs?
I think what the MBS has done is they see cases where, for like some developed countries, especially in Europe, they include estimates of illegal activities in the GDP computations, right? It's especially European countries. Like they have this European system of accounts. It's called ESA, where they include these things, right? But you have to understand Europe also. Like illegality in Europe is dicey. For example, prostitution is illegal in UK, in Netherlands, in Italy, in countries like that, right? So it's easy for them.
Is it illegal?
No.
It's not illegal. It's not
It's not
illegal.
illegal in the Netherlands, though. It's very, very
It's not
illegal.
illegal in the UK.
Bro,
It's not
what's the name of
illegal in
that
the
place?
UK.
It's called
Red light district.
Yeah, man.
Red
It's
light
crazy.
district.
It's crazy. So they've like Italy, United Kingdom, Spain, Netherlands, they include these estimates, right? Although the problem, like the guy mentioned in the article, is that sometimes because these things are illegal, to gather enough to effectively gather data around them is pretty difficult. That's one of like the challenges of that ESA system, right? But some countries do it. Like some countries do it, to be very honest. Like European countries especially. But the likes of US, Canada, Australia, they don't do it, right? So I think what the MBS has discover was like, oh, people do it, and this thing can add to, especially when the center is trying to look for like is trying to gather evidence, trying to do everything to ensure that they have at least some certain level of proof in terms of their governance. They are going to definitely influence the agencies to ensure that, oh, you guys, please help me stack up these numbers. For example, their majority system now is going to be counted into the as officially academic, so that the number of
Or the
number of children.
Almajiri system.
Almajiri, sorry.
Okay.
So that the number of children outside of school will reduce especially in the north, right? So they're trying to cook up these things to ensure that at least
This
they
is
have
just
the
cooking.
numbers are favorable. Yeah, the numbers are favorable to them.
They're cooking up data.
Right?
This is very, very
Because,
dangerous.
for example, in the UK, while some things like some sort of cigarette smuggling, there's some illegal activities. I think the police, the security agencies also have some sort of effectiveness with them to ensure that when arrests are made, they are tabled, they are they are well recorded, so that when people are gathering data, they can get them. Do you understand? How do you start, bro, to gather data on legal activities in Nigeria? It's same work. Like it's almost impossible. Let alone the illegal ones. Like how are you going to get them?
Yeah,
It's not like your security agencies even have like an accurate database of crimes. Do you get someone is arrested and jailed in Abuja? The person can come to Lagos and live an entirely
Normal life.
different life with his same name, same face, same everything.
So
Yeah.
There's no. Did you get?
So how many
You know?
commercial sex workers are there in this country? Have you done a census? Have you done a head count of that? In the
You
first
can't
place?
because one, you don't even have an effective system of even bringing them to books to even know how many people have been arrested for for prostitution in Nigeria and be tried in the last 10 years. Do you know?
Or would you know that
Is there anywhere that we can go?
prostitution is
Of
not
course, it
technically
exists.
illegal, but
It's illegal. It's
illegal.
technically illegal. It's illegal in every term.
Okay.
It's illegal in Nigeria. But in the last 10 years, how many people
listeners of
do you think
Loose
have been tried? Yeah?
Listeners,
Yeah,
of
how
this
many people-
talk,
how many people have they taken to
prostitution is
court?
illegal. Oh. No
It's
go do
illegal.
show. No go
You
do
be like, no,
show.
no,
Oh.
you go-
We no
you go
send
enter
you.
Black Maria. You go enter Black Maria.
Nothing will happen to you. Policeman go collect and share, move on. So
All I want to know now, based on what we've discussed from the MBS,
Yes.
as you have said, prostitution, drugs is illegal, but we want to count it in, calculate it into the GDP. Yigi, yigi, yaga, yigi, yigi. Are we also, since we are already down this road, can we kukuma calculate kidnapping into the GDP?
and human rituals. People
Do you understand?
call
This
to
because
human
it's the
body.
same MBS that talked about.
Thank you.
Yes, we
Thank
have
you.
gone down that road now.
Yes, let's just go.
If
Let's
you are
go.
calculating drugs, selling drugs and prostitution, please, armed robbery and kidnapping, you have to calculate it into the GDP.
Then another problem, another widely accepted criticism of that ESA system is that if you are calculating these things in the GDP computations, you are technically telling us that it's legal.
Yes,
That you are
now.
accepting it. Yes.
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 You get. So no,
Yes.
don't go down this road. Don't do that. It's just like you accusing, for example, this new tax reform. You're saying the North does not consume alcohol. How come they are taking VATs from alcohol consumption? So if you are saying something is illegal, how come you want to start computing it in GDP?
You understand? So because this thing, because now, if you catch somebody for prostitution, the person will look at you and say,
I'm
you know
contributing to this.
you know what calculate this inside your GDP. Make you leave me, make them pay me, make you calculate them. If not, they no go calculate inside the GDP or the guy selling the colos. Ogbeni, you know what made them calculate this inside GDP?
Yep.
Yeah. So what are we
Yep.
saying? I don't know. I'm on the fence with this one. I don't know.
Yeah. And another reason why the European Union do it is also because of how closely knitted the Europe is, like in terms of borders
Europe is a
and stuff like
superstate
that.
now.
So they compute these numbers to also ascertain the number of illegal activities going on, where it's going on, and stuff
how
like that.
they
So
can
have
tackle it.
and how they can tackle it. So you can't just go and take up an idea and leave the essence, the reason why other people adopted the idea. You just want to take it just to cook your numbers and go on and move on. It does not work like that.
Go they cook illegal something. Go they calculate them. I've never
work
seen this
like
kind of country before.
It does not work like that.
MBS, we are the praise just now.
MBS not go collect salary.
They have to align. You know what made their website work, Osags?
Oh my God. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
If you know, you know. All right. What has which local government of which state is this? Which state is this first? This is River State. okay.
River State now.
Let's go. The chairman of Obio Akpor local government area, Chijioke Ihunwo, has named 126 personal assistants.
We are done for. We are done
He
for.
I don't
named
even
them
know
on-
what.
The guy
that's what is
tweeted it
wild.
confidently.
That's
He
what is
tweeted it
wild. He actually tweeted everybody's name on put everybody's name on Twitter. Like he named 130. This 126 you're talking about, I don't know what you're saying.
130.
I just maybe you updated the tweet.
He has
Maybe
done it
updated
twice. He has done it twice. This is the
He's
second time
done it
he's doing
twice.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe after the 126, 4 people will hit him up and say, where do I stand here? Where's
They
my
can't give
position?
her. They can't give her.
Him like, okay, you know what?
Local government area chairman, LGA guys, not states,
Yeah, for
not
context,
anything.
this is like one of the richest local government areas in Nigeria. This is like the core Port
120.
Harcourt.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's just like Ikeja, to be very honest.
Well,
Like, look at it now,
126 people, and then tweeted all names, and then after that says, "I congratulate them and call them to serve diligently in the interest of the Obio Akpor local government. Their appointments take immediate effect." The first
That's it.
response to this tweet was, "Can you even recognize the 130 people if you see them?" Someone said, "How many people did the local government where you name 130 as special assistants?"
I don't even know, bro.
Someone said, "Now only my name no dey there." Oh." Someone said, "Ordinary LGA chairman gets 130 special assistants. Ayeyin ti bàjẹ́."
Naija.
Someone said, they are your PAs. They serve you, not the people. Now it's time to employ 135 nurses, 135 medical doctors, and post
Exactly.
them to the primary healthcare centers. They will
Yes.
serve the people.
Exactly. That's the difference. That's where the problem is now. To be very honest.
Someone said, "This is the Federal Republic of Obio Akpor."
Now country on your own.
Remain flag and national anthem.
Oh my God. This is
Oh,
this is
God.
hilarious. I don't know. This is just crazy.
Maybe historically the chairman they know how to employ they know how to vote in very, very peculiar and unique local government chairman. Because UK was chairman here too.
I like
the word. I like the English you used.
peculiar and unique. It's a very good way to describe them. Very, very peculiar and unique. I don't understand. I really, but like you said, the local government is in the metropolis of Port Harcourt.
Port Harcourt,
guess what?
Rivers. It's
But
one
guess
of the
what,
major
guys?
centers of economic activities, one of the major
Yeah.
cities in the Niger Delta region, you know,
Yeah.
with industry and companies like Pabod Breweries, Coca-Cola, Indomie, the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company. I don't know what these guys will do. I think from what we know, like what will happen, you hire people,
That
put them on
vibes,
the
that
salary,
vibes.
ghost workers,
That
it's happening. You know, it's just these guys just get away with a lot of nonsense. They just get away with stuff. Nobody can call them to order. Just get away with stuff. I remember when I was staying, in Ikpaja, and our local government chairman, he was living in Lekki. When he's done, he lives in Lekki, and he won best local government chairman in Lagos State, Ali Mosho. Useless guy. Just useless people. 130 personal assistants to do what?
Flex.
You have the opportunity, you have the chance to change something to you are going to say something, my brother.
I'm going to say that are people complaining? Are the people in Rivers complaining? Nigerians, we deserve what we get. Now. The people are not complaining now. So if they complain, we would have heard of it by now.
They are not complaining. You're right. What can we do? Yeah, I'm here complaining on their behalf. They will tell me to shut up, Seth. At least that's 130 families that will tell me to shut up.
Yep.
Babele
130 testimonies in church on Sunday.
Yes.
In 130 different churches.
in one local government.
You understand? I'm telling you,
There's a
in that
probability that two of them will attend the same church.
my
I don't
brother,
think so.
and it's a probability that is 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1 matching. Shout out to my SQL people.
I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, Landmark Africa is moving their headquarters to Port Harcourt after the beach demolition in Lagos. Quick
Yeah.
question: are they still going ahead with the coastal
Lagos, Calabar. Yeah.
Lagos Calabar road
Yeah.
net? They're still
believe
going
so.
ahead with it.
They said
Has
they were going
anything
to start.
started?
They said they were going to start in April last year. Nothing has started yet.
But I
My
thought they
bro,
started construction.
we all know what happened. We all know what happened to keep it a buck, right?
It's sabotage, to be honest.
You all know what happened to keep it a buck. Somebody, said, my toys, nobody comes and plays with my toy anymore. They are playing with that guy's toy. Please. And someone went and smashed the guy's toy and said the toy is poisonous. And,
Yep.
we have to seize the toy. Then everybody comes back to play with this other guy's toy. Yeah? We all know what happened, right? To keep it a buck, right? But the CEO of Landmark Africa, what's his name again? The CEO and founder actually, Paul Onwo. Man, I don't know how to pronounce this. That's my problem with some names. Until they pronounce it, I can't pronounce it. Onwo Anibe. Paul Onwo Anibe. Yeah. I tried that. He's revealed that the company will extend its reach to 2 other African countries other than expanding to Port Harcourt, but will establish a presence in 3 Nigerian states as it moves its headquarters to Port Harcourt. The decision comes in the wake of the April 2024 demolition, April 2024, and nothing has started now, of Landmark Beach Resorts, which the CEO described as a devastating setback, resulting in an estimated $80 million loss. I heard it was $30 million somewhere. Someone says in 80 million. All right, in an appearance on the KK show as the Keys to Keys podcast, featured on Eden Osasie's official YouTube channel, Owanebe explained that the demolition highlighted the need for geographical diversification to reduce the risk of concentrated investments. He also shared plans to relocate Landmark Africa's entire event and tourism platform outside Nigeria. All right, guys, for me personally, and my household, why is this guy still carrying his money to a state that just went through one of the craziest handovers
Exactly. I think as an entrepreneur, that's how you, that's what you have to
It's bullish. Yeah.
just accept, in Nigeria, to be very honest. You have to work around the system and not with the system, to be very honest. I think this Lagos one just went too far with the demolition and everything. And he's not without blame, to be very honest. I think he took his relationship, he didn't expect what happened to happen. For example, he didn't buy the beachfront. The beachfront was not part of what he purchased, to be very honest. Do you get? Yeah, he bought the
Yeah, I
lands
remember reading
around
that
it.
story. Yeah.
The beachfront is primarily the property of the states, of the federal government. They don't sell it. They bought the lands around it and just used the beachfront as a part of the perks of of the beach. Now that the beachfront is no longer there, I think the value of the beach reduces. The hotel is still there, every other thing is still there, the cinemas are still there, and stuff like that. But the beachfront is no longer there. We all know that the beachfront is part of the drive and the layer for landmark. Do you get? But I believe he was sabotaged also because, especially considering that the initial plan of this coastal road did not include that particular stretch.
It didn't. No.
It didn't. But they said a new one because the stretch also you require them to demolish a lot of properties and blah blah blah. So that's why they had to bring it closer to this stretch that affected landmark and other beaches, other businesses around. I believe he was sabotaged, but he's not without fault, to be very honest. But what I find interesting that he has also not been compensated. Even the people who have been compensated are saying that the money they got were way below their estimation and the value of their investments.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's Nigeria for you. You're never going to get it. They're never going to get 100%. So just manage the one. For example, the owner of there's a popular club. What's the name of this club? There's a popular club in Landmark. He said he gave him 100 million.
No, is it Moist?
I think it's Moist.
It's Moist. I don't know. This is a random.
I'll check.
I don't know where all these clubs are.
I'll check. I'll remind you guys. 100 million. But he said the value of his investment was 500 million. I'm like,
wow.
Bro, yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
what it is. That's sad, to be honest.
So I don't know why he's going to Port Harcourt. I don't know why he's going to River State because for me, what if
the Breeze Beach Club.
Oh, the Breeze
Breeze.
Beach
Okay,
Breeze.
I know that one.
Yeah, I think I've been there.
I know Breeze.
I think I was there.
I know Breeze.
Yeah. I had a retreat in that landmark place. They had some really nice
we've done
beach.
I've done 2 retreats there.
Did you stay in the rooms very close to the beach?
Yes.
The ones that like in
The
containers.
Cabana, those
in
ones.
cubicles,
Yeah, some of my colleagues stayed there, but I didn't stay there, but some of my colleagues used that too.
It was very nice.
There's a pool in the middle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's very nice, very good, very cool.
Yeah. Had fun there.
Yeah.
So for me, why is this guy going to Port Harcourt again?
I don't know, man.
Maybe they give him assurance, but I don't understand.
They're giving assurance.
That's a
like the one they gave him in 2012 when he bought Landmark.
That's not a state that is stable politically.
Exactly.
Because
do you get?
I'm just saying, right? So who runs which political party is Simfubara is riding on the PDP, right?
Yeah.
What if stuff happens and then
Let me say if stuff happens when APC enters in 2027.
There's a party that believes that there's also like a tribal sentiment to this. So you believe that Port Harcourt, River State is closer to them. There will not be like any bias against an Igbo owner or Igbo ownership and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, more homogeneous of it.
Exactly. Maybe I don't know, man. I don't know, bro.
Okay.
Whatever it is. Shout out to them.
I wish Mr. Paul Onwanibe all the best. I like.
Do you know him from anywhere too, apart from Landmark?
His face looks quite familiar.
Is the guy that does that show where people come to pitch investments and for some cash for some stock ownership.
Oh, Dragon's
Something
Den.
like yes, Dragon's Den. Thank you.
Yeah, Dragon's Den.
He's one of the he's the guy now. He's one of the presenters at Dragon's Den. That's his production company that owns Dragon's Den too.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he owns the production company. Yeah.
Well, I wish Mr. Paul all the best. I watched the interview. He comes off as a great guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a cool
Who
guy
just
too.
wants to, who just wants to get business done, And
Yeah.
to do something like this, you also have to have a passion for tourism and
Of
the
course,
arts
that's the
and all of
space.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You just
You
don't
don't.
wake up and
Nobody will
say
give you
want
that
to
kind of
do.
money if you don't have passion for it now. Do
Yeah.
you know the
Yes, sir.
investment that there? Yeah, nobody will give you that amount of money if you don't have the passion for it. Yeah.
Can you insure your business against things like this? Is it possible?
I
Like
think
when you
so.
start doing your personal analysis, okay, we want to build something
Yeah.
here. This is what's happening. Oh, there's government might just go berserk. Can you
I'll believe they
insure?
got something from. I'll believe that a business of that like huge investment
Yeah,
investment will have some type of insurance backing. Do you get?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Insurance
believe
is
so.
very important, but Nigerians don't take insurance, seriously.
But the insurance is very important. But the people in LA are complaining that the insurance company are backing away from the cost of.
Well, that happened
More.
before the fire. That happened before. I was watching a clip of when Vince Staples was talking about this because
Yeah.
he became a homeowner. He bought the
Homeowner.
houses. Yeah, so he was explaining how it wasn't easy to just get insurance anymore.
Why?
Yeah, it's very technical. I was not very
Oh,
sound
okay.
about it, but there were issues
Okay.
going on. So with these fires that's happening now,
It's gonna be.
the video resurfaced again, and people are like, "Oh,
Oh, okay,
did these people know what was
okay.
going to happen? Or what's going on? Etc. etc."
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
for people who listen to this podcast and stay in LA, I hope you guys are safe. I hope you
Yeah.
guys are doing well. I hope you guys, everything is okay. When there's life, there's hope. And I wish you guys the best. Stay safe out there. As it's all the fires going on in LA,
Yeah,
it's snowing in Atlanta.
I'm telling you, I've just
And
been seeing too many uncomfortable stories of people just losing their home to fire.
It's crazy, bro.
It's
like bones to the
insane.
ground. Bones to
Yes.
the
Bro,
ground.
everything.
That's why insurance is very important. Insurance is very important. Don't play with insurance. Home insurance, life insurance, all kinds of insurance. Car bro, in Nigeria, we just see. I know people who have cars worth millions of naira and don't have proper insurance. I know people who have
Millions of naira is
pricey
multi-million.
things in their house and they don't have home insurance, and we just run on this vibe. And
Isn't the country
for
on a
insurance
vibe?
companies, right? I've always wondered, insurance companies, especially in this day and age where how advertising is very dynamic. I've always wondered and thought, are insurance companies doing enough with marketing?
I don't think so.
Or maybe they don't because they have some of the biggest clients and then B2C is nothing to them.
It is actually because the insurance companies do try with marketing. Although I have a problem with how
No, but how they market, you see,
the welfare of the bottom line marketers, because everywhere you go in Nigeria, you see people selling insurance. Just that
Yeah,
the people Nigerians have another bigger insurance.
it's God.
It's God. That's just the thing.
God I
you are
serve.
so as an insurance company, your competition is church.
It's God.
and the
Your
mosque
your
and
first
religion.
competitor when you are doing your analysis.
Your analysis.
Yeah,
It's your pastor.
biggest competitor, God.
And that's why they are.
Yeah, everybody's
That's-
brain resets on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And that's why.
So
You know-
someone who agrees to buy insurance on Friday, make sure they sign that paper because they go to church on Sunday.
The
Don't
pastor
do it.
already told them that you are covered by the blood of Jesus. And you look at blood of Jesus, which is free, and then you look at this insurance that you have to pay 1 point something million every year.
Say,
I'll
God
take
protect
blood of
us.
Jesus, I beg.
Yeah.
So please, if you are listening to this, if you don't have insurance, please go and sort yourself out. Please. You don't know when problem will land. You don't know.
I almost in 2012, there's this older woman that took interest in me. Older lady that took interest in me. She was like a director maybe not the director level. She was big in insurance. She was working in an insurance firm then in Solo, and she invited me to her office for lunch. After lunch, went to her office, and she spent like the next 2 hours telling me how like I have so much potential that she could train me in insurance. She could just give me instant employment as an intern to start with. She would train me. I'll be under her. I'll learn insurance, how to sell insurance, market insurance, and from here I'll be big. I'll be big even more than her. Look at her, she has a car and blah blah blah. But I figure she wasn't going to just train me insurance. There was also like some
there was other trainings that were going to
Bed training.
yeah. Some other kind of insurance.
Exactly. That's why I didn't go further. Like if that wasn't part of that conversation, I believe I would have done it because she was like really, really interested. But the insurance was the trainings were going to be too much.
Steve,
I only had the capacity to learn one thing.
Yeah. Weekly trainings. Yeah.
Steve, I have a question, sir.
Home insurance.
Okay, please go.
My question is, if the woman was into oil and gas, would you see her?
I think the prospect of just having sex with her at that time, it didn't appeal to me. You know, like it didn't appeal to me, to be honest. So I don't think even an oil company would have changed, because she was also like really, really, like, I don't know what to say. She also like really, really looked like she had like money. She was doing well for herself. She was staying in a nice flat in Ikeja. She was driving like good cars, 2 cars at that time. So she was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And no. Yeah.
Now, wow. So you didn't cross your mind. Was she beautiful?
That was the last day. That was the last.
Were you married already at this time?
No. This was 2012. I just finished NYC.
2012.
Oh, you were single?
Yes, now.
Did you even know?
I don't know, Steve. I don't know. I think you might have. I don't know. I think you might have done the wrong thing there. No, I mean, of course, I'm joking, but you get my point. Man. You could have just still gone with the flow now. You didn't have anything. 2012, you didn't have anything to lose. As a matter of fact, I think you messed up, because 2012, you didn't have anything to lose, right? You were broke as hell in Lagos doing not.
I was doing something.
What you were doing? You were working in the lab or want to do something. You were intending and receiving less than 50K a month, right? This one says, I'm going to train your ass with this insurance thing. All you need to do is do the boobity boobity maybe once or twice.
I didn't have a passion for insurance. I didn't have a passion for what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she was that fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are like the two main things.
Steve, don't worry, you did the right thing. Yeah, right. Call it police, righteous man.
Yeah, you know me now. Come on, man. You know, if she had said, "Oh no, I'll make you maybe an editor or something," maybe that would have been more appealing to me at that time.
Was she like plus size?
No. I think the body was good, but facially she wasn't all that. But she had like a good body, to be very honest.
Yeah, shout out to my plus size lady. I love all of you now.
Yeah.
I love all of them now. Shout out to my. In fact, I'm dedicating this song to my plus size ladies.
This one goes out.
This is guy.
That was a one pivot.
This is guy.
Rest in peace, Sound Sultan.
I went to Two-Face's Instagram recently, and it's his second post just randomly, just Sound Sultan.
Really?
Yeah.
I miss Sound Sultan. I miss Sound Sultan. I miss him. You know what I miss most about him? How witty he was and funny.
Yeah.
He was witty and funny. I miss him. He was a good guy.
Talking about 2000, was it 2012 or 2013? His show in VI in Habos.
That's a classic record now. That's a classic show, rather. My top 10. Definitely my top 10.
That's one of the few times, one of the first few times that we met.
I think that was 2013, right?
After that time, that was the day we went to show this house in Yenekbajana, right?
We went?
Yes, now to collect pictures. You went to collect. You followed us to take pictures of the events from show day.
Which side in Yenekbaja did show this day?
I don't know. I don't know Yenekbaja very well, but he stays in Yenekbaja now. He followed us to his house that Sunday morning.
Wow.
To take pictures that you publish.
Yeah.
On the grind. If you finish show, if they don't go let you go out.
Right.
They don't go let you go out.
The email where you go receive. The email you go receive from your guy say, where is this story not up? Why is this story not up? Where are the not where is the story? Where are the stories?
Where are the stories?
God.
Oh no. Where's the gallery?
You're right. You're right, Steve.
Yeah.
He was celebrating his all right, thank you, Sound Sultan. He was celebrating his 12th year in music.
In music, yeah.
Yeah, it happened in 2012 at the Harbour Point.
Harbour Points. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It was a good one. Totally enjoyed it.
No, it's crazy. VI to Yenakwaja just for photos to publish. It's crazy. The dedication is really, really insane. It's very
No be
nice.
email,
Bro.
no be say send her for Google folder or anything.
No, you follow us, go house, bro.
Because I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I need these pictures. You want me
I
to
need
die?
these pictures.
We're sponsors of the media sponsors and media partners.
That's
man.
true. I remember.
I remember it. Look at what entertainment looked like. We'll put this in the show notes as well. Look at what entertainment looked like in 2012. TY Mix.
It was such a fantastic show, man.
Yeah, Lamy
Man.
Phillips, LD. Nah, man. Things have really changed, Things have really changed. But the
things
more
have
things
changed.
change, the more they remain the same.
Yeah.
For
Yep.
real. More
Do we
things
see a red
change.
carpet at Nigerian events? We just enter now. Just
Yeah,
don't
it's
think-
been long I saw red carpet photos. Though. But I had
AMVC.
I had problems with even red carpet photos at concerts. Because then you see someone doing a concert at a cool hotel and there will be red carpets. I'm like, and you see people dressing, having like red carpet looks for concerts. Like that used to bother me. I'm like, bro, this is just a concert. Like, man, a cool hotel used to be it used to be a big deal.
It used to be a thing, man. It used to be a
Yeah.
thing. That's what just happens. Life, things move.
Kim said she was underdressed when she came for Darius' show. As she entered red carpet, she look and say, "Oh, na concert I come, I been a." She said it.
Yes,
she said it. And if you look at the photos, she was underdressed to be very.
Yeah, she just wore like a black leather.
Exactly, or something like
dress,
that.
yeah.
I'm looking at
That's
Tiwa
Nigeria
Savage's
for you.
picture. Tiwa Savage
Yeah.
of then and Tiwa Savage of now.
Entirely different. We'll put in the show notes for you guys to relive what fashion and entertainment looked like in 2012, which is about 12,
see
13
Kefi.
years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Kefi
Rest in
was
peace,
there.
Kefi.
Kefi was there.
Yeah. Yeah. Life was different then. Anyways. Let's get back into it. Tax reforms, guys. Tax reforms.
We're not yet done
Chairman
with tax
of the
reform.
Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, says governors have cancelled 4 meetings to talk about the proposed reforms. First of all, shout out to Taiwo Oyedele. The incompetence of the media team of the federal government of the country has led this man to go on a whole media tour.
Media routes where.
Do you understand? Every time I see this man, he's explaining the same damn thing. I wanted to
The same thing.
Can you let this man go back to his office and focus on his work? Because he spent the last few months just going from one media house to the other, explaining tax reforms. And really, this is not his job. I mean, there's a media arm of the agency, but I would not expect the chairman himself going from one place to the other. After a first press release, where the media has been invited and they deliver whatever they want to do, this man should be back in his office doing the work he's been assigned to do. But he has to go everywhere because basically people can't explain what the new tax reforms is. So now they say the governors cancelled the meetings 4 times. I don't think anybody.
Yep.
I don't know how they. This is how they're going to implement this thing, whether they like it or not.
They have to. BAT has to. Presidency has to go ahead and implement it. I don't know whether how they can manipulate go around the legal framework if they can do it without the consent from the governors. But if it's something that is in the purview of the president, he should go ahead and do it because it's actually the right.
Can the president veto this? He can.
I
Right?
think he can. I think he can.
If the Senate to see him and the Senate passes it, he just does it.
Yeah, I think he can. Yeah.
Trust the Senate. Anything bad.
Baby.
I've not heard any pushback from those ones in a while. I've not heard any pushback. Anyways, Taiwo Oyedele, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, has stated how 6 governors cancelled meetings with them 4 times. Oyedele was reacting to the claims that the panel did not consult with Nigerian governors after the introduction of the tax reform bills sparked controversy, most notably in the north. Northern politician Buba Galadima alleged the governors were not consulted by the tax committee, adding that Oyedele and the others only met with the Lagos governor. During an appearance on Arise TV on Sunday, Oyedele countered Galadima's claims, disclosing that the governors cancelled 4 scheduled meetings. We've had more than 20 government institutions represented. We have the private sector. whether it's the manufacturers, whether it's the women in business. We have 45 students from 22 universities across Nigeria. In addition to that, we had extensive engagement with the governors. I went to the governors forum. We wrote and we wanted to meet with 6 governors, one from each of the 6 geopolitical zones. Up until this moment, it's only the governor of Lagos State that we were able to see. The other governor who was willing to welcome us was the governor of Kaduna State. And after all the logistics, we arranged on the date. On that day, he was unable to attend. It was the deputy governor that hosted us. I will not name the other governors, but I can actually do so if I need to. They didn't have time for us. The governors forum themselves invited us 4 times and cancelled 4 times. The 5th time, we were kept waiting until 1:30 a.m. in the middle of the night. By the time they had time for us, they said we had 15 minutes. And I said, Your Excellencies, we have a lot to talk about. They said, tell us how our revenues will go up. Even that, we couldn't say in 15 minutes. We had half-day engagement with the finance commissioners from across Nigeria. We've had more than 4 engagements with the heads of internal revenue services from all over Nigeria. We have had engagements with different groups, more than 40 sectors, from manufacturers to SMEs to fintechs, and these things were published. Well, it's just a pushback because people are scared that they will receive less money. I get it. But this is not the way to go forward. We've already done a breakdown of tax reforms. If you guys please listen to I don't even know which episode we did it, but we did on one of the episodes where we did a very detailed breakdown of what the new or the proposed tax reform will look like. You guys can go and check it. But yeah, people are just scared that they will receive less money and they don't want to rock with it.
Yeah,
but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
The money they are receiving, what do they use it for?
Bro, talking about that, we saw the video of a boss trying to move from one state, I think that was Taraba State, to another state, right? And cross a bridge. And there was
a bridge.
Like a wooden bridge that was made, and the boss was struggling, almost capsized fell into the river. I'm just like, Samson later explained to us that I don't know that there's another bridge that's just one. There's not one bridge they have and all of that. But for a bus to be passing through that region, it means that
it's an important route. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, so what is happening here? What is going on here? I don't know.
Maybe the governors are just find out that this will make them work more, and they don't appreciate that.
Simple.
They're not there to work.
No, they will need to work more. You need to work more.
To work more now. Yeah.
The fact that the North is not an economically viable zone shows that the northern political bloc are just useless. I mean, other blocks are useless, but I think they carry the kick. They are the.
I think primarily for them is just 2 things, and the two things that that region needs the most is just something that requires a lot of work, which is education and security. You get, once they fix it, I think they will be able to make a lot of progress. Because back in the days, growing up, the place where people were excited to go serve were the Norths. Do you get, and they've lost that factor now, because everyone is scared of that region. And even sometimes where the insecurity there can be over-exaggerated, especially in terms of spread. Everybody's just scared of the North, right? Without even
My brother, you don't go fear. You don't go fear.
Yeah, exactly.
You go fair. You go fair.
There's less information on the part of the North that's dangerous, and everybody just say, "Oh, no go North," and this contributes. No enter North too. This is contribute to, and that's something the East is the Southeast is facing now. In terms of kidnapping and stuff like that, and non-government. It's just the whole East. And these things affect in terms of how the economic viability of a state. Just imagine on Monday morning that people cannot leave their houses to go to the office, to workplace, just because of fear of just bastards. There's no way economically, there's no way that state is going to make progress. Do you get? So but it requires a lot of work, and these governors are not ready, to be honest.
They're not. All right, before we move on, let us talk about this week in history. This week in history is brought to you by Archiving. Guys, a lot happened this week
A
in
lot,
history. A lot. What a week.
What a
What
packed
a
week.
week. I'm telling you, what a week, right? Let's start off with on January 15, 1966, the first Nigeria coup occurred. A group of soldiers executed Nigeria's first military coup, right? Killing senior politicians, including the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, on January 15, 1966. Other notable leaders killed were Amadu Bello, Samuel Ladoke Akintola, and Festus Okotie Ebo. Even though the coup failed and the coup plotters were imprisoned, Major General Johnson Aguiyi Ironsi took over as Nigeria's first military head of state. And then he was killed subsequently, but yeah, you get my point.
Right, when you think about
happened.
the history of this country, you just
Yeah.
when you look at that thing, like,
Bro,
was there
that
any way
thing,
to go
that thing
back
was
and just
chaotic.
That was the
thing was
trigger
and it
point.
chaotic.
That was
it
the
was
trigger point for Nigeria.
trigger for the civil war eventually, no, right?
Yeah. That whole
Yeah.
thing was chaotic.
So I read a book.
But I
It's
don't
called-
think that's the genesis of everything. I'll tell you. I
It
think
is.
the genesis
Okay.
well, you can say I think it was a
You can
catalyst.
pinpoint. You can. Okay.
You know, for me, what the genesis was the corruption that started, that led to it. What led to it? They were just corrupt people stealing money, not doing anything. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you
but-
read
but I think
the
the
book,
coup
right, and you
was
read
just
the
an
motivation behind like
overreaction.
Kaduna Nziogo and the other guys, I don't think it was a reaction. If you read the book, they were clearly saying, why are we doing this? We're doing it because these guys are, shortly after independence, all these guys are doing what? They're just stealing money. So I don't know, you know.
But they would also be. Although I understand what you're saying, Sha.
Yeah.
Also, the narrative. Okay, let me put it away. The narrative of that war was what triggered,
Of course.
right?
Of course. You kill XYZ, you
because
don't kill
it's
from this
not-
region.
Exactly. It wasn't
Yes.
an Igbo coup. It wasn't an Igbo coup. But the narrative that it was an Igbo coup was what
And the person
led.
is the person who led it was Igbo.
Exactly. Exactly. Do you get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get
I think the reaction to the coup was what I would say was the trigger.
There's this book I read once. This House Has Fallen by Kamea, a German journalist, I think.
Yeah.
And he interviewed a lot of Nigerian past presidents and everything. He interviewed IBB also. And IBB said he was in military school when the news of the first coup happened. Right? He was in a class with his teacher. They're in a class with their teacher. And the teacher said Nigeria has entered a cycle of coups that it will not come out of for a very long time.
Long time.
And that's why Nigeria had coup up till 1993.
1994.
Yeah.
Also.
Because coup just begets coups. That's all. They just succeed each other.
Yeah, they just
And
keep
that's what
rolling.
happened. And
They
that's what
just keep
happened for a long
rolling.
time, till the 90s.
I mean, Obasanjo tried. He moved it back to civilian rule again.
How did Abacha hold that thing for that long without?
Homeboy was full cycle, bro.
Bro, he put IBB under house arrest. You think it's a joke?
See, IBB. I don't know if IBB was under house arrest, but IBB
He
was.
was
like,
now.
He was.
He wasn't. He was.
I didn't
now.
know. I didn't know that. I thought
Yeah.
no. IBB was like he also left because he knew the
Yeah.
damage based on what I read. But you know, I stand to be corrected and educated. You know.
Yeah.
But like homeboy put Obasanjo in prison,
In prison, yeah.
like straight up, like
Yaradua, the first year,
And,
the senior
yes.
Yaradua.
And the senior Yaradua.
and Yaradua in prison. Where was Buhari this time? I think that one was still sulking.
Buhari was with Abacha
Buhari was
now.
minister now. He was,
Yeah.
He was
He
minister
this
under
fund?
Abacha now. He aligned now.
Yeah, sharp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
line.
line
After
now.
Abacha was the one that helped Babangida take over power.
Take over from here.
Oh my god.
From Buhari.
Do you understand? So from that time that Babangida entered, the Diagbontu was in prison. That one didn't even come out since
They
then,
didn't even come out, yeah.
bro. So these guys were homeboy was wilding.
Abacha was
I don't
wild.
even know if Abacha was. See, let me break it down to you. You know how North Korea? I don't know if you've read books on North Korea where they say they're like people who you can't talk. If you talk
Yeah.
about the ill of the government or whatever, like your neighbors
Yeah.
report you, or your family
Your
members.
neighbors will report you.
There's
yeah.
a level of secrecy and all of that snitching going on. That's how it was. If you're in a pub and you are critiquing Abacha, bro, like 20, 30 minutes later, someone can come to your house and pick you up.
Straight up.
It was wild. Nobody was talking
Sure.
publicly about anything, bro. This guy was imprisoning
Bro.
journalists like play. No, see, I get
No, journalists have not been
of Tell magazine. His daughter was at the back of Tell magazine saying, "I've not seen my father. Please release." Yeah. You know. So this guy, he was persecuting people. Bro, the Pope came and begged this guy
Bro, one of the wildest things.
to not kill Ken Saro-Wiwa. He went and greeted the Pope in all black.
Bro, one of the wildest things I've ever seen in this
nigga.
country till today was the 1 million march. Do you understand? Let me tell you, do you understand how to get 1 million, like just to organize something like that? And everyone knows that those guys doing those march, they don't believe what they were doing, no.
Bro,
But you have
the
to
Super
you have
Eagles
to do
was
it.
there. Everybody was there.
All of them, they were there.
JJ Okocha, all of them.
Let me explain to you.
John Fashion
1
was
million
one
march.
giving the speech.
Guys, Abacha says, "Oh, okay, you know what? We're going to restore this country to democracy." Everybody went and formed political parties. Bro, there were like 10 political parties. I can remember
yes.
NDP, FDP, PMP, CP.
And everybody adopted.
Then so that was going on. Then the
Yeah.
guy now said, "You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to convert into a civilian and run as well. What do you guys think?"
And run as well. What
And
do you
all the
guys think?
parties now said, "You know what? I think you should be there." Because let me tell you something, Steve. Everybody they fear. You won't run against Abacha.
You know what Shoyinka called that thing?
You
Those
won't
five
run.
parties.
Do you want to run against Abacha? Do you?
Bro.
Are you mad? Do you know what Shoyinka called those 5 parties? He said 5 fingers on a leprous hand. Or something like that. Yeah. And you know what? Abacha would have become a civilian head of state.
Easily.
Easy.
No, that was what he was going to do. Convert
That was what he was
into
going to
just
do.
like the Kagames and the
Pobias.
the Gaddafis
Yeah.
and
And the
everything.
JJ Rollins. And the JJ
Yeah.
Rollins, I think.
So he
Yeah.
will stop wearing military attire. He will just be
Military,
wearing Agbada,
yeah,
but
just
he
be wearing
controls the
Agbada, but
military,
it's the
and he'll be
military,
there
yeah.
forever. We were going to be a typical African country, just like the other guys, where he'll be there forever.
Cameroon was wild. Like everywhere you're going to, you have to have your ID card.
Bro.
A full militarized state. And you see
Bro.
the presidents just wearing normal.
Yeah, wearing
this thing
suits, and you
confused
think,
me.
bro,
But I didn't know the magnitude of how militarized that country was until I
it's
visited.
crazy. It's crazy.
Bro. Oh
Bro.
no.
Everything was going on. Abacha, you know what? The powers that be, they sent Doug Stanford to go and shut things down.
Nigeria was just too critical to say.
And they sent Doug Stanford to go and shut things down. Doug Stanford and
Doug Stanford.
And the way he was not even still loyal to like the Western powers. Because if he was still loyal, you know he would have been there. He would have left him.
No, but they can't tolerate people like that because he wasn't.
He's too wild.
It's
He
like
was too
tolerating Gaddafi. They didn't like him now.
Yeah,
too wild.
it's true.
They're like shut this shit down. Anyways,
Shout out to Kevin.
Yeah, shout out to Akpor. This year in history, also, the Biafra War ends.
Yeah,
Interestingly,
January
right?
15.
Yeah, January 15, after more than 2 years of fighting between the armed forces of Nigeria and the breakaway Republic of Biafra, the civil war officially ended on January 15, 1970. The war claimed the lives of millions of Biafran civilians, many of them dying from hunger as a result of food blockades by the Nigerian government. The war also displaced nearly 5 million people. Right? So, in remembrance of people
I want
whose
to
lives were
paint a
lost,
picture.
say rest in peace. Yes?
A 3-year war. Do you understand what it is for like 3 years? Like war.
It's madness.
God.
Do you know what 1 month of war is?
Bro,
4 weeks. I mean, 3 weeks off is
Bro, and then you have these people, everybody has to now reintegrate into society again.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is where digital money didn't exist. So your money in the banks were gone because the records were gone. Bro, you need to understand. So when people from the southeast have a certain feel and way they speak about Nigeria, you need to understand that it's not random.
It's not out of bias or hate.
Yeah, it's not random.
Bias.
We know these stories. People cannibalize themselves. Do you understand? Because there was no
lizards. Yeah.
It was known that 5 people will go and look for bush meat in the bush, and 4 people will come back with meat.
Yes.
It's not. It's not a joke. You Google it and look for the stories. It was crazy. There was no food. So 3 years, bro. It's 1 month of war is not a joke. Then it's going 6 months. People are giving birth to children in that whole thing. Do you understand? So, please.
but do you? I'm just thinking about giving birth now. Like the pregnancies in the second year or third year, or like almost the third year, I think it's questionable because how you not still they get time to to the knack?
So I need you to understand. Let me break it down for you, right? And that's what people really don't understand when it comes to like
Yeah.
sexual. There's something called, and we all know this, Mr. Niger D.
Okay, it's true.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Movement, respiration, nutrition, irritability, growth, excretion, reproduction, and death.
And death. Yeah.
You will do all these things, my brother. So
It's
this
essential.
reproduction that you want to single out and say,
The guy says single
No.
out.
if you cannot control these other things, which is your movement, your respiration, your nutrition, your irritability, your growth, your excretion,
Yeah.
and your death, why do you want to now control your reproduction?
I'm just thinking about the dynamics. Like, how do you like
My
sexually?
brother,
Like, where
let
do
me
you
ex-
see this woman and just is it when
That's
as now they
you
run?
are overthinking
As
it. It's because
Okay.
humans have now made sex and everything look like.
Yeah, true.
At the
true.
end
Has
of the
to
day,
be-
it's
It's
carnal
natural.
nature.
It's carnal.
Yeah.
It's true.
Do you understand?
And also,
As you
it's
eat,
not-
if you are crying, if you lose somebody, you go still chop now. You
You
don't
go
go
still
chop.
chop. Yeah, because hunger.
chop
Yes,
now.
no, it's true. It's true. It's
Eh,
true.
so
it's
you
true.
go knack.
Yeah.
Makes
Also,
sense,
it's not
makes sense.
everywhere in the east that was like facing heavy fire. And also, don't forget that some parts of the east were supporting the federal government.
Hmm.
As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, the administrator of the southeast during the Biafra movement was Obiasika's father.
Obiasika's father. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's not everywhere that was like heavy
Yeah,
artillery
true.
and stuff like that.
True. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
All right. Also, this week in history, Sade Adu was born.
This is
Helen.
wild.
Oh,
This is wild.
It's wild.
Helen.
What a
Iban.
week! What a week!
Helen.
No, we have to. We are as we are talking about Sade. We
That
gotta
is
do
to
what
me.
we
Oh,
gotta
that
do.
is the hottest Yoruba body of all time. Can't even tell me anything.
If you ask me for like a record, some records like I will play over like the rest of my life, at like top 10, Sade Adu
Yeah.
will have like 3 records there.
Wow!
Yeah.
Come on, man. This is a record. If when we're singing, babe won't come, clean up the whole place, clean everywhere, wash everything, sweep everywhere, put on candle, put this jam on, set the mood. Let's go.
I want to say that my first preparation for a babe like this.
Yeah.
Nena, if you are listening to this in Nena,
She didn't
God
come
will
through.
judge you. She didn't come. So that
She didn't
influenced
come
my preparation for the other ones. I know they prepare.
Wow.
So if you
Wow.
come, we'll clean the room together.
Wow. You suffer
Makes
trauma
sense.
from Nena. And very fitting that he had to be an Igbo girl.
Of course. Of
Shout out
course.
to my Igbo girl.
The brand will always be the brand, nigga.
The brand is strong.
Anyway, if you one of my favorite albums of all time is Sade Adu's or Sade's Diamond Life, the debut album.
Ooh, my goodness, that is a dope ass album.
And also, guys, tidbit. Sade is the name of the band. Sade Adu is the name of the singer.
Is the name of
The
the person,
Nigerians
yeah.
will never let
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
know they fuck it with Sade. Now she they sing. I don't know.
late. Thank you very much, Sade. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, so the Nigerian British singer, songwriter, composer, and record producer Sade Adu was born in Ibadan on January 16, 1959.
Please repeat that. Repeat that.
Oh, was born in Ibadan. Let's give it. Round of applause to my people in Ibadan. If I drop a bomb for Ibadan.
The biggest city in West Africa.
The biggest. The biggest. All right, she moved to the UK at the age of 4 and was a fashion designer and part-time model before she started making music full-time. In 1986, she became the first Nigerian-born artist to win a Grammy Award. Man, wow. I didn't even know that.
The real Odogu.
In 1986, all right, so she won a Grammy in 1986, and she was named the best new artist as well. She was appointed an officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, in 2002 and Commander of the British Empire, CBE, for services to music.
Shout out to her, man.
Happy birthday, Shadi Adu. All right. Also, this week in history, on the morning
Xenophobia.
of January 7th, from all that good stuff, we have to bring it back to what Nigeria is. A bunch of xenophobic bastards. On the morning of January 17, 1983, Nigeria's Minister of Internal Affairs, Ali Baba, announced, not to be confused or mistaken for the popular comedian, okay? Just saying, because some of you are crazy. You just go and start tweeting Ali Baba. I heard that you did it. I don't trust anybody. Anyways, announced in a television broadcast that all undocumented migrants living in Nigeria should leave within 2 weeks or risk arrest and deportation. The government said it was forced to take the action to protect the integrity of Nigerian immigration laws, the general economic recession, and the involvement of some foreigners in violent religious disturbances in Nigeria. Ghanaians were the most affected by the mass deportation, as the government also blamed them for involvement in some crimes, including armed robbery in Nigeria. The event led to the popularity of the Ghana Must Go bags, which the undocumented migrants used to pack their belongings for the journey back home. What a sad, sad case. So when you see people talking about, now welcome in a country, when you go to South Africa, your father and your grandfathers were a bunch of xenophobic lots. So shut the hell up.
Yes. Osagie, that this is a continuation of a story, because I had to read on it again. Mm-hmm. Ghana deported Nigerians first.
Are you serious? Was the economy of Ghana so great back then? Remember, 83, we discovered oil in 70, everything was going good. See, that 83 economic problem, who was president? Who was there? Who had been there for 2 years? Shagari with dirty Shagari. Was it not Buhari that was there for 2 years?
No, Shagari before Buhari now. Shagari before Buhari now.
It was Shagari that started.
This 1983, it was Shagari.
It was Shagari. Okay, so Buhari came in 83, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. 83.
Ending of 83, yes.
Ending of 83, yeah.
Okay. So it was Shagari. So Obasanjo handed over, they did the
to Shagari,
civilian, then they continued the nonsense again. Man, Nigeria has so much potential, right? So much potential, but people consistently just
Let me just. Yes, Ghana deported Nigerians first in 1969. Ghanaian Prime Minister Kofi Abrefa Busia enacted the Ghana Aliens Compliance Order (GACO), which forced Nigerians and other African and non-African immigrants to leave the country. The order affected all aliens without residence permits, and an estimated 140,000 Nigerian migrants were forced to leave between December 1969 and early 1970. So at the end of the day, Kofi is not that innocent too.
Shout out to all our Kofis and Kwames.
Also, to point that out, our response was politically manipulated to lay the blame of our economic failure at that time
on migrants.
That kind of Brexit kind of.
Because I would like to know how many of these migrants existed at the time.
Exactly. It was an easy. You're just looking for someone to blame, and politically they manipulate. Exactly, it was an easy layup. They just blame it on the migrants, and that was it. Nigerians just jumped on it, and Ghana must go.
I also like to know why there were so many Nigerians at the time in Ghana, which led to the deportation. Was it could it have been a result of the civil war that was happening, and people then ran to Ghana at the time?
I'll have to read on that. I'm not sure. I don't know much on that.
I'd like to know that. But anyways, thank you to Archiving, discover history as it happens, explore thousands of digitized Nigerian newspaper pages from 1994 to 2008 by visiting their website, Archiving or archivi.ng. Anyways, I'll spell it out for you guys. archivi.ng. So it's Archiving, just put a dot between I and N. Yeah, let's keep it moving, guys. Let's keep it moving. All right. Baby syndrome. She's gonna face me. The Okoya boys have been invited to the EFCC over abuse of Naira. Interesting. Okay, so this day is reporting that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has summoned Subomi and Wahab Okoya, sons of billionaire industrialist Razak Okoya, over alleged Naira abuse. The two brothers were directed to appear at the EFCC Lagos office on Awolowo Road on Monday, January 13, 2025. So as you're reading this or you're listening to this on a Monday, right now in the morning, they are sitting in the EFCC office. The Okoya brothers have been in the news for abusing the Naira, using that in air quotes, in a promotional video for a new song. The video, which featured a police officer holding wads of 1,000 Naira notes as the boys encircled to a tune, has elicited outrage on social media. First of all, I just want to say, Nigerian police, always you. Do you understand? When there's police, you just Nigerian always you. Why is a Nigerian policeman holding up wads of cash? Why?
Because that is what they use for during 30 December.
Do you understand? Why is a Nigerian policeman holding wads of cash for people? Why? Do these people get in any training at all? Do they even understand that? You know what? I understand. The guy just feels like, with these people I'm connected with, there cannot be a problem for me. That's what he feels, right? Because there's no how, as a policeman, you feel like, man, people are recording this thing. What if this video leaks and my supervisor sees this, or the DPO sees this, or the commissioner sees this? My job is gone. Is he not thinking? Or does he just feel, you know what? Oh, I get it. I figured it out. At that party, no, I figured it out, Steve. At that party or wedding, his Oga is even there. Do you understand?
What's that poor
So the guy
policeman
just looks
supposed to do? When the billionaire picking, when billionaires there, you say hold this cash. What do you expect him to do? Let's be just honest. What do you say make him do? So do you want him to be withdrawn the next day? Do you know
because
how much he gets? Yes, do you know how much he gets from just being in that system, in that vicinity of those billionaires? Do you get? Come on now.
Even if it's just factoring the food.
Bro, just the food alone, and he go still pack for plates.
Go pack food, go out now. After they finish the money for that tray, they go pack food.
They go pack food. What are you saying now?
This man carry, don't work since. So yeah, you said take this one. Go pack food now.
Yes, sometimes they throw themselves. We all know the outcome of this invitation. Let's just move on. Why you announcing it?
No, this thing, just like Bobrisky, just like what's the name of the other gentleman?
Cubana chief priest.
Thank you, the chief priest of the Cubana. Even
they
went to court. Money in our water. They will go to court now.
Osagie. What's the abuse?
I believe in the system. I believe in the system.
What's the abuse in this video? Was there abuse in this video?
There was abuse. Now they took the words of cash. They took the words of cash and
they heard it. And they were dancing. So it's a crime to dance with money.
I don't know. They can't dance with money now.
There's no abuse in that video. To be very honest,
there's no abuse.
There's no abuse in that video.
They took words of cash between their ears and they were doing
yes. It wasn't trampled upon. It wasn't sprayed. It was still in bundle. It was well taken care of. What's the abuse there?
So why are they? What's the problem with the police?
That's what I don't understand.
See, I'm pissed off.
that's what I don't understand.
Now I'm pissed off. So in the viral video, Subomi and his brother Wahab were seen spraying notes. Oh, Steve, story don't change you.
You see. Wait, that not be the video. That be that video. You see spraying.
Maybe there's another video, but man, I didn't see any spraying.
Maybe there's another video. I didn't see any spraying.
They said it here. They were seeing spraying notes while a police officer held stacks of the currency, a violation of Section 21(3) of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007. The EFCC, in an invitation signed by the acting director of the Lagos Directorate, said that the invitation was part of his commitment to enforcing Section 21, which prohibits the abuse of Naira currency. The video has also drawn attention of the Nigerian police force, which identified and detained the officer seen in the clip. That one go just look say, which kind of nonsense be this?
Where are they chop?
The Fox spokesperson, the forces spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, confirmed that the officer's actions were unethical and that he would face the disciplinary measures as part of the police's efforts to uphold professionalism and integrity. Public outrage over the incident has reignited calls for stricter enforcement of Naira abuse laws, particularly against high-profile individuals. In 2024, the EFCC intensified its crackdown on similar offenses, leading to arrests and prosecutions of celebrities, including social media figures Bobrisky and Cubana chief priest for defacing and abusing the Naira notes in public displays. The case involving the Okoya brothers is the latest in a series of high-profile incidents as authorities emphasize the equal application of the law and the preservation of the Naira's integrity. Recall that in 2024, popular socialite and cross-dresser Okuneye Idris, popularly known as Bobrisky, was imprisoned for a similar offense. Bobrisky went to jail, man. See,
Bobrisky suffered though. That's in the
if
payment.
If Bob, mommy of Lagos, the only mommy of Lagos, could go to spend how many months did Bob spend in jail, bro?
At least 3 months. I don't know.
3 months or so.
3 months.
3 months in jail, bro.
Come on, man.
Bobrisky,
he's now an ex-convict. He can't seek political.
Man, are you freaking kidding me? For real?
Yeah, political position. Yes, now. He's an ex-convict. That's how. That's the sad part of that thing. You know.
Bob. They did Bob so bad. Look at. Where's the African China song? Where's the African China song? That's
African China is on DSPs.
Yes, man.
All the albums now. Come on, man.
Shout out to African China.
No. We have to do this. I can't take this anymore.
One man wait it, my girl, them go show him face for crime fighter. Rich man wait it, money, we now they see their face for crime fighter. Tell me something I don't know.
That's it. That's it.
Animal farm.
That's it.
All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others.
That's it.
Simple as that.
That's it. Tomorrow again, people are going to spray money. And there's nothing you can do. Let's see. I'm going to follow this case keenly. I will follow this case. Anyways,
have you ever been to a Nigerian wedding since that time? People are still spraying money now. So I'm like, if the EFCC they are serious or whatever, they know where to go get people.
Nigerian wedding
all these ones are just
dirty December.
Go to strip clubs.
My brother, no follow me go wedding we will spray money.
Oh, that's true.
They never begin arrest that time. They
never begin arrest.
Yes, no.
They never begin arrest.
But law don't deal. Law don't deal. Nigeria. The law is like Nigeria. Some laws are like sleeper cells.
They're just the wait for you.
You don't break them, do you understand? Or you break them, but like the laws are sleeper cells. Then all of a sudden, the law just becomes popular when
you awakens. You are awakening.
The sleeping giants.
The law will just rise like the phoenix from the ashes. And then the law will start trending. It's like the law is like social. Some parts of the law will just start trending. This part of the law is now trending. Then everybody will now say, "Hey, it's not easy. Hey." Then after some time, the law will enter sleeper cell mode again.
I'm telling you. You know how paranoid I can be. When the day I landed in Lagos, the following day was a wedding that we attended. I and my friend Kazim. We attended my friend's wedding, my friend's brother's wedding. So when I got there, I wanted to spray money, but I didn't spray the couple because it was center stage. I look at they think I'm saying I don't go spray finish as they come out, they just carry me. So I'd not seen the mom for a long time. Their mom for a long time. So the mom was in the corner dancing. I just went to the corner to just spray there. Like the money is still in the family, Abi. I spray mommy, I spray person where they were all of them are the same family. So I went to the corner and I was spraying mommy the money, and that was it. That was how I sprayed money and went home. I know while I say I come Nigeria. They go arrest me.
They're gonna hold you for airport. Say we have footage.
Because in metro section. Canada return you.
I ain't go reporting to himself.
So don't worry, I'll write this for you. Don't worry. I'm a trade journalist.
Oh my God.
I'll write a story for you.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Niger is funny, oh. Niger is funny. Anyways, I want to do a quick shout out to the Toby Smith, right? Who is the CEO of Adun. I don't know if you guys know Adun, the platform company that sells Nigerian food overseas.
Okay.
Like prepackaged meals.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're shutting down.
Yeah, they're shutting down. They put out a statement. It's with heavy hearts that we share this after weeks of deep reflection and exploring every possible path. Adun will close its doors in January 2025. The journey has been extraordinary, filled with joy, challenges, and the honor of sharing the richness of African flavors with you. Unfortunately, high costs and a tough economic landscape made continuing impossible. We have a few items left in stock, and this is your last chance to grab your favorite Rodo oil, frozen items, some of our raw materials, ingredients, and some Adun merch to keep a piece of us with you. Thank you for being part of our story. Your patronage, love, and support meant the world. The Adun team. Just want to give a shout out to the Toby Smith, what you did. What even drew me to the brand was the branding, some fantastic branding and all of that. A lot of money has been put into this. Running a business is not easy. And for him to come to this conclusion, and the teams come to this conclusion, is rather sad. So, bro, keep your head up, keep your chin up, and I wish you the best. And whatever you do, may it be even more successful and live longer than what you've done in the past. That's all I gotta say. Let's get into other things. Yes, Etim Effiong. Mr. Etim Effiong. Mr. Etim Effiong.
I want to say, to be very honest, I've never seen a promotional video where people are kissing. I've never seen it, to be very, very honest. This was a new one.
Mr. Etim Effiong. You see, let me tell you something about energy.
Yeah.
Energy, manifesting energy, and manifesting whatever, right? You don't play with that stuff. Oh.
Sure.
You think you can control some things, but you don't play with that stuff. Anyways, let's get into the main story, right? Story is Etim Effiong is featured in a new movie titled Summer and Rain, I believe. And in a promotional video, this is a video. So the movie is by Adenike Adebayo. I don't know if you guys know her. And then in the promotional video, there's a video that has been released. It's not even well, it's now a promotional video because that's what they're using it as. But there's a video of them at a photo shoot, and I think this is the photo shoot for the movie cover or something, right? They are kissing in the video, lip to lip, locked, like full kissing. Yeah, locked in, right? And of course, it goes viral. Now, there's context to it going viral. It's mainly because Etim Effiong's wife,
exactly.
Right? What's her name again?
I'm not that locked in, so.
You're not that locked in. You're not locked in. You're not locked in like the kiss.
I know to say that.
Yes,
but I know that constantly they're in conversation on Twitter.
Toyosi Etim Effiong. Can't remember her maiden name, but she was quite popular. She used to be, or she is actually, a TV presenter. She used to do stuff on TV. She used to interview. Yeah, she was in the media as well. Toyosi, like she was very popular before. She was, quite popular before she even got married to Etim. But in the last few years, she has talked about how she talked about her feelings around her husband being an actor and being an actor in movies where he has to play certain roles that involve other women being around him, and it's usually a bit more romantic and sexual. And she's talked about her insecurities around this. She's opened up, not in a scary way, but she just opened up about it, right? And it's something that every actor's spouse will probably, go through, but not everybody talks about it. So she's talked about it from time to time. She's talked about it in interviews. She's talked about it in her Instagram page, and all of that. And I think most recently she talked about it again. Then a few weeks, I think a week or two later, this promotional video comes out. So I guess what they're doing now is they're playing on it because it's a thing, right? There's also a video of him and her talking about, the roles as well, and it was a bit funny and all of that, right? And that came out. That was, in fact, this thing has been going on since 2022. There's a post on 2022 where she says he has to give him permission or ask, permission for him for other women to share him. There's stuff going on. There was a whole freaking Instagram live that both of them went on. In fact, this is where the whole thing went viral. Let me play the video for you guys.
Sharing is one side.
Wait first. Wait now. Wait. I'm the one that said it first. Are they asking for you? Are they asking for you to be shared? Wait, are they asking for you to be shared?
The people that want to
It's
share,
me.
they're not on Instagram. The people that want to share are not on Instagram.
Where are they?
They are not typing on Twitter. Forget.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, the people that want to share me, they are not sending comments.
So there's a whole thing going on and all of that. Now, this video of for this upcoming movie comes out, and Etim is kissing this other actor, and she's acted in a couple of YouTube movies, etc. How great her movies are is another question where we would have to defect to Ayo and Samson, who have conversations about
Samson has
Samson is the main
Samson like those crap movies,
yeah, Samson is the main person here. So you guys should hit up Samson for more information. But yeah, the thing has gone viral everywhere, and like Steve said, we've not seen anybody kissing on the. I would just think that they are shooting promotional videos for the movie, and in the promotional content, especially for like the cover art, they're meant to be kissing. So they're kissing, the video is out, boom. That's what's going on. Yes. Any reactions?
I don't get why him and his wife have decided to turn this into a content series. But like you said earlier,
that's the energy Osagie was talking about.
The energy you put outside. One day, this is when they'll now come, something will happen. They now say, the devil made me do it. And the devil is very innocent here. Now they bring this energy come out. So anything you see, take it like that at the end of the day. Because he's not the only first married actor who will be playing, who plays the roles or who plays the role of heartthrobs in movies, right? There's IMD there. There's everybody there. People have done this, but you're not using this as social media content, whether for clout or I don't know. Don't worry now. The universe has a way of using this energy and bringing it to your doorstep. And when it happens, had I known, it was the devil's handwork.
For real, if to play the devil's, this same devil's advocate, right? To play his advocate, right? He's not doing anything wrong here, like not wrong as a matter of fact, but he's not doing anything different than every other actor or actress has done. People kiss people all the time. So what's the big deal here? Is it because the wife continuously reacts publicly to this?
Yeah, what Auntie Jumobi? I can't say Jumobi. Auntie Jumobi will never come out and start to say, "Oh, you kissing blah 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 blah," or any other married the wife to any married actor. But they have used it as a series. It's almost at this point now it's a reality TV series that they have online.
Yeah, and definitely they're latching on, or this movie maker is latching on this as a way to
there's too much
the
there's too much scrutiny in their marriage. I went too many eyes on this, something like that. Almost.
Yeah,
it's just chill, bro.
Yeah, you know what they say: too many cooks spoil the broth. Anyways,
Noah has a wife. Sorry, I've never seen his wife. We've hardly seen his wife before. And Noah has done everything under the sun. He has done Playboy. He has done, but bro.
He has done devil's advocates.
I think that's why even the conversation. That's why even this conversation is even being heard, because the wife is very, very active on social media and the media and stuff.
Or in the media space, yeah.
In the media space. Me, I'm even entirely just tired of primarily me. I don't like sex scenes generally, even in movies. Like I don't even like it at all. So even any insinuation of his kissing, I just find it unnecessarily unnecessary.
Except original sin.
What's the original sin? Which movie is that?
Antonio Banderas and Angelina Jolie.
That one was another thing. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people? That movie was funny.
That movie was
bro.
I know why Steve generally does not like sex scenes, because you can't just put it on in the living room where everybody's
in the sitting room exactly.
As a matter of fact, for someone like me that has kids now that are growing up, every time they're even the ones that say, "Daddy," I have to take it and fast forward it, a bit, 10 seconds,
you understand?
Because All the symbols
Thank
is not
you.
there.
That's
It's all-
primarily my reason. Thank
There
you,
was
Osagie.
Romancing the Stone. Remember Romancing the Stone and Jewel of the Nile? Michael Douglas and that lady, right? Romancing the Stone. There was
Yeah. And Danny
an old
DeVito.
school movie. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Danny DeVito. And I wanted my kids to watch it because I grew up watching that movie. And then there's some just one or two sex scenes in there. I'm like, God damn it. But you know what's crazy? In our era, our parents didn't fast forward shit. See, let me tell you something. The 90s.
Now you go carry your eye come out. Now you go carry
the
your eye
90s, the 90s, as a time space was wild. The 90s is wild.
True.
There's nothing like the 90s anymore. Like the 90s was a wild time because people is not fast forwarding anything. Everybody watch what you watch and move on. You're like, go give person Belena, your problem with that. Do you understand? But like now,
True.
everything is so you have to fast forward, and all of that. I don't know. Anyways, Ni Akim Olayan, of course, very popular filmmaker. He had something to say about this. He said, the kiss thing reminds me of the arbitration. We caught sweet teasers and trailers, but it made tiny box office money. A year later, some dude posted a scene where Adeswa threatened to fuck Beverly's husband 6 ways from Sunday. It got almost 10 million views. We learned quickly. Every year, someone shares it. It was raw and a great scene. We discovered that's what Nigerians react to as it jiggles their sense of morality. One jobless day, I did a total count on social media and it had gotten over 50 million views. That was the video we should have used for marketing.
Simple now.
So it says, here's wishing Bolaji Ogumola, that's the actor, a successful run in the cinema. Give us more content, please.
Oh, it's a cinema movie.
Yeah, it's going to the cinema, so people should go and watch it. But he has a point. He said they cut out whatever they cut out, didn't do anything. That if they had cut out some crazy videos, So Nigerians know what they like, and it seems like Bolaji Ogumola also understands what Nigerians like. Because the thing has gone viral. The whole thing the video went viral. Boom, 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 everywhere. So man, everybody's saying now I want to watch the movie. Oh, this, oh that, this, oh that. Maybe that's what Nigerians just love. Anyways, I wish Etim Effiong a good one. I'm a very big fan of him, by the way. His acting.
No, he's a good actor. I
love his acting.
You can't hate on him.
Yeah, I really love the way he acts. I think he's a good actor. I love him in The Men's Club. I've watched a couple of other movies he's done. There was a short film he did. What's it called? Shafi Bello was the antagonist. He was the cop. He was the protagonist in it.
He's not giddy something.
I was the Men's Club
not giddy something.
similar kind of series that I can follow on YouTube now. Nigerian series.
Yeah, I don't see, bro. It's on YouTube. I don't know.
What has taken over is the movies, the Bimbo and Demoye kind of movies.
Yeah, the movies. Yeah.
I don't know which series is popping like that.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed The Men's Club.
Too much.
Men's Club was
too
nice.
much.
Was nice. Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Shout out to them. All right, there's a video of a teacher who was abusing a 3-year-old because I don't know, he was just abusing the kid, flogging the kid, but that was beyond flogging. Basically abusing the kid.
Abusing, yeah.
Yeah, and caught outrage online. I heard she's already been arrested and she's in Kirikiri. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. No time.
Lagos State did not play with that video at all.
They don't play.
They went in. Was it DSVA?
Yeah, so sharp.
If you get on their radar, I'm sorry for you. I'm deleting your number. Everything from my phone. We cannot be associated.
They move like the KGB. 24 hours, they're gone.
They move. Boom, they're there. And those their tweets just come. We have been made aware of. Once they tweeted, you're done.
That's the most effective agency in Lagos State.
I'm telling you.
They don't want to know what you are doing.
A big shout out to them. And that's how it needs to be done.
Strong institutions. Yeah.
That's how it needs to be done. Anyway, speaking about romance stories, right? Someone tweeted this. This is from Nenya Sage. She says, Nigerian romance stories in our literature and film are often written from the perspective of the wealthy. We're poor people, and on some level, we think ordinary people featuring in these stories will somewhat dampen them because of the way we love or perceive romance. When was the last time you read or watched a Nigerian romance that featured ordinary people? Nigerian romance glamorizes wealth, and this stems from a cultural aspiration towards upward mobility. For a largely poor population, these stories offer an escape, planting or painting love as more enchanting when it's draped in luxury. There's also a societal tendency to equate romance with grand gestures, dinner in expensive places, trips abroad, or extravagant gifts, ideas tied to wealth. I'm not sitting on the writers and creators, but this focus sidelines stories of everyday love, which can be just as compelling. Ordinary love or ordinary people fall in love in deeply profound ways through shared struggles, quiet moments of care, or the resilience of navigating life together. Guys, I think we had just talked about this a few topics earlier on how the stories are written and how we just need everyday
Art,
stories.
But I want to
imitates
point out
life.
something though. I want to point out something. I think we're focusing on a type of on a class of stories, like your cinema stories, your Netflix series. If you watch African Magic and you see this as about movies, I think that's relatable as
Yoruba
possible.
movies to have this too, where
Yoruba
normal
movies
couples
have
just
to where the
get
normal
saying-
couples are just there.
Yoruba movies have, for the last 2 decades, been able to tell everyday stories.
Original stories.
Yes,
I
everyday
agree.
stories. You walk into the
I agree.
person's house, it looks like your neighbor's house.
Your neighbor's house. I agree.
Yeah.
It is the
realism
English-speaking
is-
stories that
realism
I
is
have
true.
I
Yes,
have a
it's
problem
true.
with.
Yes,
Why
it's
is
true.
it draped in luxury, like she explained?
Yeah. I
So
think
that
it's because Nigeria is. You and I had this conversation one time over the sort of person that voiced an ad for a company that you work with, right? Where the person was like, fully like had a foreign accent in a way, and you had doubts over the effectiveness of that ads, and you saw it in real time how it's really, really impacted and how the ads worked, right?
Yeah.
Nigerians, because of how we are in terms of economically, where people don't have disposable income, people don't have access to luxury. I think we're kind of like aspirational, and anytime we see content like that, we gravitate towards it, right? I think that might be a point.
it's too polarizing for me. It's either Mr. Sabinos or it's somebody in a jet.
Exactly.
It's not.
That's
It's
the
not
point.
someone on an Uber Corolla.
on a downfall.
You get what I mean? Like, can you just give me normal? Because normal exists. I'll give you an example. I was having a conversation with my guy Solomon Ovie, right? And we were talking about paybacks, the rapper. And I think he had just dropped his new album West African Goods after the previous one, Cult. And I was talking about how much I enjoyed the album, and it speaks from I said Payback makes albums for like you guys, young guys who are not wealthy, are just regular guys, right? Went to regular schools, have a job, you earn maybe 250K. You get like regular Nigerians. This is the regular Nigerian vibe, and that's how his music.
Yeah.
And the guy agreed with me that you're absolutely right, because the kind of things he talks about, oh, I've had only 2 girlfriends in my life. Oh, so Payback is not rapping about, oh, I get chicks. Oh, I have money. Oh, I do this. No, he's rapping about, it's like how Nigerians connect a lot with J. Cole, because J. Cole raps
Very,
as
very regular.
ordinary person,
the
right?
regular guy.
It's the same thing. So the Payback thing, and it made a lot of sense, right? Payback was the person we stuck to. And if you guys don't listen to Payback's music, please listen to it. There's an album called Cult. You should listen to it. And then the follow-up album, West African Goods. I need stories that
But you know what?
that show me that I don't need too much aspiration. I don't need a jet. I just need regular stories. Somebody that attends regular school. Like we talked about it, everyday people. Everyday people
Yeah.
was brilliant story writing because it was about everyday people. Can I
Yeah,
ask
living in an
The
estate.
Sopranos? Like, look at The Sopranos.
Yeah.
If you watch The Sopranos is there's no glamour and glitz around it. It's
It's
just
just criminals talking every day.
yeah,
and dealing with shit.
Italian guy that lives in his house. He's a criminal.
I think also it has to do with a skill level when it comes to writing. It's so easy for you to put, this person enters the jets and drives off. It looks good. But when you have to do everyday people drama, that is where you really know that, okay, I must know things. I must have stuff to write about. And many writers don't just have it at the end of the day. It's easy to do a Sabinos, a comedy kind of movie, or it's easy to do an extravagant movie. But when it comes to everyday people, you really need your pen game to be on point. And you can't.
Do you understand?
Even a series like Squid Games, it's just everyday people trying to run away from the trap of, poverty. But you can still feel
yeah.
the everydayness in them, their struggles. They center the character around, oh, this is an average person dealing with so and so problems, and they have a chance to do that. But we don't ground our characters. We just introduce the characters, and next thing, maybe their mother is sick in the hospital, they need 5 million for surgery. Bam, you don't go do blood money.
Man, when is it, bring like Tinsel, right? Tinsel gave me that feeling. There was the everyday people in Tinsel, the people that worked in high
Even
Yeah,
Checkmate.
yeah.
Even Checkmate had everyday
Yeah.
characters. in
Yes.
it.
Yes, I remember who was the guy that the mother-in-law was a crazy woman dealing with the woman because she had not
Yeah.
given birth. There
Then
was
the
that
lecturer
story.
whose son now was now they're targeting to become a cult member and everything.
Who became a core member, or
Yeah.
what became Fuji House of Commotion.
Promotion, yeah.
Yeah, speaking about series, guys, quick one. The Day of the Jackal. Have you guys finished it?
Bro,
Of
10 over
course
10.
now.
Excellent.
I have finished it. You
course
said,
not.
of course. Steve, have you finished it? Yes or no?
I was the one that first watched the Day of the Jackal before everyone here.
Are you serious?
Before-
Who was Samson
As
saying
that-
that
as
you
that-
has to
as
go
that-
and watch it? Was it
No,
was
at
it
the time
Ayo?
it was Ayo. At the time Samson mentioned it, I was already in the last release
last-
episode.
oh, wow.
that-
You know why I
yeah.
didn't want to
10
watch it
over
at
10.
first?
10
You
over
know I
10,
didn't
10
want to-
over 10.
I need
Yeah.
to consume me. But when I watched the first 30 minutes, I said, first of all, the main actor, this guy
Yeah.
not a bad guy.
No, he's
This
a
guy
bad
don't win
guy.
Oscar before. Then the babe too, Nawiri. If you know her, she's a
Yeah, she's
I
good.
stood
She's
up and
good.
I said, yes. Two bad people going toe for toe to acting. Band for band.
Here's the thing, first of all. If the series is British, it's already 7
First
over
of
10.
all, so what that was what caught me. He's an espionage, then he's British. I'm like,
British.
I was going.
And what Steve always
British
says-
series, British
and what Steve-
storytelling is
what
on,
Steve
an,
says
is on
that-
another level.
Remember what Steve says that if it is espionage or spy and it's not in Europe, this one is in Europe. So I knew that yes, it go bang.
Yeah.
It's going
If
to
it's in
bang.
Europe, it's going to be sweet.
It's
It's
going to
gonna
be
be
bang.
sweet.
Did you guys ever watch Berlin Station?
Of course now.
Bro, now.
What's wrong with you
That
now,
was,
Yeah,
bro?
that was a
sorry.
sleeper. That was a sleeper series that people did.
That's a
catch.
sleeper
Yeah.
series.
It just
Super
pained me that
series.
after 3 seasons, they
After 3 seasons, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
But the Day of the Jackal, so I didn't watch the 1970 something movie. The Day of the Jackal I watched
that was my
was
father's best movie.
so I watched that one once, right? But I was very young because my dad had the tape.
Same here. I was very
Yeah.
young when I first came out.
I remember the tape had the bullet, the bullseye
Yeah.
on it, but I was very young. I only like my dad watched it more than once, but I was very young to get it, so I just knew there was one sniper guy, always very silent everywhere.
And they could not catch him.
Yes, but the one I watched more than once, and I was older enough, was the Bruce
1990
Willis
version.
and Richard Gere. I watched
Yeah.
that one very well. I watched that one well. So when I watched the promo for this, I was like, I can't miss this. But they did this, they patterned this story because I watched the making of it when I was done.
Yeah.
And there were some iconic scenes from the original
Where they
one.
duplicated, yeah.
Yes, where he shot the pumpkin.
Yeah, that was-
it the watermelon, the whole
The
thing. They
watermelon.
did it very well, perfect, and they paid homage to it and all of that. Man, what if you guys haven't watched it? Sorry, we're spoiling it for you guys. We're not even talking about the main thing, but it's fantastic storytelling. If you haven't watched it before, The Day of Jackal, please go and watch it. All right,
Yeah.
what are you guys watching now, by the way?
I am watching Landman, which is very, very interesting.
I
Two-
saw you
two
guys talking
episodes
about
in.
that.
2 episodes in. Wonderful.
Samson says Yellowstone is really good. We should watch it.
Yeah. So the guy who does all this series, he does it for Middle America, white Middle America, in non-urban spaces.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I
Tulsa
read the
King.
story once.
I'm watching
Yeah,
Tulsa King. I'm in second
Tulsa King
season.
is dope. Yeah. There's a
The
story.
one
I think-
something mentioned to the agency. I've stopped. I'm waiting for the full them like when I let them round up filming of the release of season 1, then before I can continue again.
You continue.
But I've done
Ah.
1 to 3. The first 3 episodes I've done it.
But that's one Samson said everybody should watch, right? He said go and watch the agency.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, okay. I'll check it out. Where is it on?
Oh my. It's
Let's
where
do it again.
it's wherever me I catch my own.
No, don't worry. No worry.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
He's on the
Move on.
internet.
Maybe. But yeah, I watched that. I'm watching Silo season 2 right now. I'm in season 2
Silo
Silo.
looks interesting. I watched the first 3
The writing
episodes.
of season 2 is a bit slow in the first few episodes. Season 1 started really good, but writing of season 2 is a bit slow, and they're moving around. But I think it's a catch on. I'm watching that. There's something else I was watching. They finished season 3. I think they're going to go into season 4. But they started
That's nice.
writing the last few episodes of season 3. They started, these things where you go into a circle of writing and you can't get out of it because you've written yourself into that space.
Into a hole, yeah.
Yeah, it usually happens in some dystopian stories where
A lot, yeah.
you can't leave. So in that place, nobody can leave. They can only introduce characters in. But the way they've written it now, they're now moving in circles where they're introducing new things that are happening. And these things that you just feel like they're introducing it to further the story a bit, and it's not making
It's not
sense.
catching up.
Yeah, that's the half of season 3. That's what then some scenes drag too long, etc. etc. Anyways, let's see how it goes in
I'm
season
still struggling through the Rings of Power this season 2. I'm still struggling. Like I
haven't
want
watched
to finish.
season 1.
I don't tell you something. I leave that.
But you know, I just want to struggle past.
Yeah, I invested in it already, so I get.
I am actually, so yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
the
think
agency is
that's
good. I'll start
The Rookie-
Silo this. I'll
The
start
Rookie's
Silo
back.
next week. Like I've told myself one series, one book, one series, one book. Let me just be managing.
that's
like
nice.
that.
Oh, speaking about books, guys, I
Yeah.
went and found my Kindle again.
Oh,
Right.
you
Okay,
was it missing before?
okay.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I dropped it somewhere, but I've started reading
Okay.
now. I've started using social media less, and I do like more reading on my way to work, coming back, whatever. Like I just read. I'm reading a John Grisham book. First of all, I think what I know why my love for reading stopped. I started reading.
Mine is was motivational and life.
Yeah, and all of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
So this week- this year is for
I
fiction.
leave that to
Yeah?
YouTube and podcasting now.
Thank
For
you.
my books, I want to read fiction and I want to read history, right? Like I'm
Yes,
reading
yes.
Max Solon's Nigerians. What's the name of this book? Hold on, let me just pull it up. Nigeria Soldiers
Thank
of
you.
Fortune, Max Solon.
Yeah.
I'm also reading that as well. So I can interchange in that. Once I'm done, then the books Ayo sent me, I'm going to also load them up here and read them. This is good for me. I don't need to carry the books all around. If you are really into it, just get a Kindle. It's nice. It's not
Yeah.
expensive as well. So you
it's
can
true.
always just
Even December, like I said, I want to like really finish up like some of the self-help book I was reading. The 4 Disciplines of Execution, something like stuff like that. Atomic Habits. Like I just rushed them in December. I was like, this is my last, like for a while. 2025, I'm just going to focus on fiction and maybe like biographies,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's where I am with that. All right, guys, should we go into some talking points?
What have we been doing
So
before?
talking points or emails.
some
We're talking about
some
emails,
fan mails,
fan
right?
mails.
Yeah,
Let's do it
My
now.
bad. More than verse. I got carried away.
You deliberately skipped some of the talking points, right? Like you didn't want to talk about them.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week.
All right, no
Okay.
problem.
Yeah, we'll talk about it
Just
next week.
Just wanted to be sure. All right.
Yeah, no, they're good with this. Just we spent 3 hours.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We spent 3 hours already, so hey man. You guys, please. All right, we're starting the fan mail with an appreciation from Orji Chidiebere David. Remember the guy who was facing some dilemma, moved to his new place. We got him a
New
microwave,
place.
and all of that.
Yeah.
So he wrote back. He says, "Good day, Giants. I just want to use this medium to appreciate everyone who contributed to me. I truly appreciate it. The total amount I received was 159,500 naira. I want to especially thank Mr. Stanley and Mr. Olufikayomi, Mr. Tomiwa, and the other wonderful person who paid for my HND school fees for this year. I am so grateful. Everything still feels like a dream. I had to check if GT Bank wasn't having a glitch again and proceeded to put my HND fees in my piggy bank since we haven't resumed yet. Thank you so much. May God continue to bless each and every one of you. I slept well last night and didn't even worry. It might even be the best sleep I've had since I moved in. I'm so grateful for everyone on Loose Talk Podcast. With a heart full of thanks, Chidi Ebere. Hey man, Chidi, may that be your least best sleep. Let me put it like that, right? You're gonna have
Amen.
greater sleeps. And yeah, wish you all the best with your school, with life, with everything. Go ahead and do your thing and conquer the world. All the best, man. And keep listening to Loose Talk. All right, Steve is going to like this one. I think he even sent it himself. Because yeah, the email says the email sender says Margaret, but the email address is sent from a Proton mail. And I know it's when people want to send anonymous emails. They send things like all this we're using at protonmail.com and whatever. Anyways, I know this is Steve. He says, "Hi, Giants. Not too much introduction. Steve, you fell off." That's how I started. All right. He's just setting himself up. I can't remember the last time I listened to an episode with proper football sports discourse. Wow. That's a heavy blow, Steve. That's a heavy blow. Anyways, here's a topic I've had at the back of my head for a while, and it's a very spicy take. Alex Ferguson can be regarded as one of the greatest managers ever, but definitely behind Pep, purely on tactics. I know now may be the wrongest time to ever say these words based on what City is going through at the moment, but do I care? As an Arsenal fan, I am a bit salty. My disdain for Fergie and United is on par with Nigerian politicians. There are many ways to debate this topic, but here's one I have never heard from anybody anywhere. Fergie has had no real successful understudy that manages a football club at the top level. And here's how I think it relates to tactics. For all the success that Fergie enjoyed in England and several footballers that played under his tutelage, at least one of them should have learned a thing or two and replicated his success to some degree of his tactics if they were superb. Rooney, Neville, Ole, Giggs, Nistelrooy, Stam, Bruce, King, Hughes, etc. average at best. Laurent Blanc, probably the most successful, but we know why. You can't be totally unsuccessful with PSG. Fergie's success in England was exaggerated by corruption. Don't get me wrong, Fergie was good, but not great. United had money and talented footballers, but the nepotism on top, and if you have 20 plus years of local success, I can go on, but I'll stop here. Petition to bring back the bzzz sign-off sound. Oh, we still have that at some time. Well, Margaret, or whatever your name is, well, we're going to start off the reply. There's only one way to start off the reply. There's only one way, and we're going to start it off.
Too much to say that fans on this board.
Yes, yeah.
So we're not winning this. I'm telling you, show you Sam.
Yes, no Manchester United or Alex Ferguson slander will be tolerated on this podcast.
Somebody whose greatest coach is a glorified PE teacher. I beg. When you're talking facts, bring even Liverpool, Arsenal. I beg. That's a fuckboy team. I beg. Move on, please.
Please. Well, I'm sorry.
My Ferguson Pep arguments is.
And you know why I think Steve wrote this, because he's said this a couple of times in the group. He said this.
No, it sounds like Dayo. It sounds like what Dayo was saying.
No. You know my
it's
stand
actually
over
Steve.
Pep. You know my stand over Pep and Pep. Although sometimes it's driven by emotions. Emotions of my current emotion when I'm debating it. But as this time it's still Fergie because of Aberdeen. Pep has enough time to get past Fergie in my ranking, but for now it's Fergie. Fergie's still good. But all your other points still stand. To be very honest.
Sorry.
Don't worry, go reach time now, go flog you for SC Cup. No worry.
No,
Thank God they're wearing all white. Because that's not an excuse again. That players that's not never win for that all white before. Never. You see now.
They've lost 3 years in a row with that all
Are
white.
you serious?
So, yep.
It means you're not doing a great job with
in the 4th round.
Wow.
And of the FA Cup, yeah.
All right, this is from Oluwa. This is from Toby the Genius. Hello, Giants. Happy New Year. 2 episodes ago, Osagie opened the episode with Majek Fashek's album, Spirit of Love. Since then, I've taken some time to listen to the album, and I've enjoyed it immensely. Today, while listening to the album at work, on Majek Fashek in New York, I noticed he used the words in a Lasgidi style. I was shocked by this because I had watched a Jimmy interview where he claimed he and his Festa crew originated the word and popularized it. So you can imagine my surprise when Majek called Lagos Lasgidi in 1991. Even more interesting, it would appear that the Jimmy Jat's record Style featuring Tubaba was also derived from the same record exactly 2 decades. Well, not 2 decades later, because he says 2001. I have to correct you, Toby the Genius. Style was released in 2006. But I get your point. Style. That's true. Style. Let's get it Style. Wow, wow, wow. Anyways, um I have many questions that are better posed to Big Jimmy himself, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Actually, the more like they say, no idea is original, it's not new under the sun, it's never what you do but how it's done. Most of the things we're consuming now, it's just recycled. It's recycled, it's regurgitated. There's nothing really new. Years from now, some people will do something again and they will think they are the inventors or the people that created it, only to find out that it has always been in existence like this. Ayo, you have some instances. Can you share?
Yeah, I'm not surprised because Jimmy was already a force in the Nigerian music industry, or by early 1990. Maybe Jimmy Jats and Majek's Pashek's
No.
path must have crossed. Jimmy was a DJ by 1991.
Yep.
He was, and he was doing his own block parties by 1991 also. So it's
Maybe.
a possibility.
Maybe.
Who knows?
There's a possibility.
But I don't think his influence had grown to a major
but maybe the word
level.
maybe the word already traveled beyond that scope. So who knows?
No, Steve, we
Maybe.
can't say they jammed in somewhere in Festa. We really can't say.
Maybe we can't say, Sha. can't say.
We talk about random link ups here all the time.
Oh, my, it's true. It's true.
We can't say, we don't know who was in the studio. We don't know. We genuinely don't know. But shout out to DJ Jimmy Jat, Triple DJ, and Majek Vashek, of course. It says also to AOC2, I applied to intern with you on the Afrobeat Connect platform. The platform promised a 1-month internship and 100K. I haven't gotten any response for them. I just wanted to confirm if it's going to someone else.
Oh, they announced in December. Maybe you didn't get the announcement. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Truth be told, I'll take the opportunity to work with you over the cash.
Okay.
I actually think you should create a platform where you get to train people on writing culture stories, and you can do it for 1 month or 2 months.
Yeah,
right?
It's not a bad idea.
And it can just be once a week class where you meet people for 2 hours and really just teach them how to think about writing and then delivering the writing and stuff, and then they can work on a project.
Okay.
You want to do it? Yeah, just think about it. Nothing too stressful. Just it's just a Zoom meeting, and you have maybe 5 or 6 people, and then they can ask you questions and all of that. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. We have an Ask the Giants. This is from concerned partner. The person wants to remain anonymous. Dear Loose Talk team, Ayo, Osagie, and Steve, I hope this message finds you well. I'm reaching out as a listener, or more accurately, concerned partner of a dedicated listener. My partner is an avid fan of your show, spends several hours daily listening to it or other intellectual podcasts. He really enjoys the discussions on music and entertainment, the banter, and the overall vibe of your episodes. I often hear parts of your podcast in the background while I work from home, and I notice that you often encourage listeners while reading fan mails to take charge of their lives and make productive decisions. I really appreciate this aspect of your show. While I appreciate the insightful and interesting content you provide, I notice that he hasn't been applying the valuable advice and knowledge from these podcasts to his personal and professional life. Instead, he spends extended periods listening to podcasts, scrolling through Twitter, and often discussing the origins and success stories of various people who have been on Twitter since 2013, and creating a false sense of productivity without taking any proactive steps in his career or personal development. This pattern has become a growing concern for me, as it affects his productivity and ambition and is beginning to impact our relationship. I believe your platform has the potential to inspire positive change, and I wonder if you might be considering addressing this issue in an upcoming episode. Perhaps a discussion on balancing podcast consumption with actionable steps towards personal growth, or strategies to translate the knowledge gained into real life applications could resonate with listeners facing similar challenges. Thank you for considering this perspective. I hold your work in high regard and hope that through your influence, he and maybe others like him can take meaningful steps towards personal development. Wishing you continued success with your show. Warm regards, concerned partner. I will now
Again,
hand over this podcast, the answer to this podcast, to our productivity experts.
This is a new one.
What do you mean is a new one?
I was very, very keen to hear what you wanted to say.
You understand? To our productivity expert, who also doubles as our lead researcher and relationship advisor. Mr. Steve Dede.
I think you can as well be taken as a performance expert, to be very honest, because you've helped me in ways like that too. But to be very honest, thank you so much for being concerned and for you to be for being this observant to see this thing in your partner. It shows that you are really, really concerned and you are very, very how do I put it? That you are
She
that
loves
you
the
love
partner.
him. Yeah, you love him. You love your partner, And I believe you should also try to help him. I'm just so I have two feedback. One is for you. He has the right intention, clearly, right? And he's maybe lacking in direction and how to be very purposeful. There might be reasons to that. Maybe he has like a fear of just trying something. He has like an inferiority complex about him. He has like he's scared of just doing things, maybe thinking he might fail. There might be reasons why there's this hesitance to take charge or to really take actions, right? So you should just try to help him. Is it by like maybe creating a schedule for him, a performance schedule for him, helping him, plan his day in terms of what do you want to achieve today? What do you want to do? What are the actions you want to take today? What are the jobs? What are the things you are going to do today to ensure that you achieve your long-term goal? So maybe help him draft something like that, or whatever. Just look for ways to help him. Just to drive him and help him to be purposeful. And for every other person who's struggling with that, right? Listen to podcasts, like reading self-help books, like taking courses. These are really, really important steps, but they're not more important than taking the steps themselves, right? Let me tell you something. Doing things and failing is sometimes even more important than even taking online courses or listening to a podcast about performances or about taking charge of your life. Just going out there and just acting and just doing stuff, right, is even better, because while you are doing these things, the probability of success increases. So please take charge. Like, taking charge of your life means also that while you are listening to like self-helps, listen to a favorite podcast, a favorite music, you are taking actions every day to ensure that you are in the right place tomorrow. Do you get? If you don't take those actions, nothing will happen. Nothing will definitely happen. So the success and failure of your life depends on the actions that you take, not by the people you listen to, the courses you take or whatever it is. It's the actions that you take every day. So please, anytime you sit down listening to a podcast or you sit down listening to music or sit down doing something, ask yourself, what am I going to do today that will put me in a better position tomorrow? Please, I use God beg you, because I understand I've also been there, being busy and not achieving anything. It's a very dangerous place to be. And before you know, the time has gone. Like, time passes, like it's January now. Before you know, we'll start saying Happy New Year 2026. And you just look at the calendar, like, what did I achieve this year? Please, it's January 12th. Today is January what? January 13th on Monday, when we're releasing this thing. Please, take actions. Please. I leave you again to another performance expert, Osagie Alonge, to continue from their stuff.
All right. With the way this person has written this mail, for you to write an email to a podcast, it means that it's gone beyond normalcy.
True.
Homeboy needs an intervention. You know what they call an intervention? Like everybody needs to sit him down. He sits down. They put a circle around him and tell him, "Homeboy, you need to wake the f up. Like, okay, we get it. You know, we know you know what to do. We need to start doing it. And you don't need big steps. You need small steps. So the first thing you have to do is it's like going to Alcohol Anonymous, right? The 12 steps. You have to go through a 12-step program. And the first step is what? You have to admit that you have a problem. That's where it has to start from. And then you have to start saying, okay, what are the triggers to this my problem? I get more consumed with the concept of productivity than actually being productive. How do I stop that? Okay, I need to reduce this. I need to increase this. You have to have your plan. You have to have that overarching plan. This is my North Star. This is what I want to be. Then you have to then break those plans into smaller actions that get you to your goal. Whether you write it down, you put it somewhere, you have to get it done. Because time is going. It's no time. Time is going, bro. So for me, that's what I see. Big plan, break it down into small plans, start focusing on those small plans, and they're like conquests and their missions. And you leave all the side missions alone. And you reduce your consumption of media.
Yes.
If you can't stay off Twitter in a week, it's like, bro, we used to work in a company where I had a conversation with two guys who used to smoke weed every day. And I said, if you guys don't smoke weed every day, at the end of the day, I think I told them I'll give them a certain amount at the end of the day. And they're like, they could do it. And I'm like, no, you guys are addicted. And they're like, no, they can't do it. I'm like, okay, no problem. The next day, I'll just catch them at the backyard smoking. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have a problem. Consumption of media is too much. You have to reduce it. If you reduce it, you create more time for you to think about doing other things. And I think that's where you should be as a person. So that's my advice, man.
Thank you very much.
So, do you have anything for?
I think I like what you said about consumption. When you begin to consume media too much and you're not creating anything, that is a deficit. That shows there's a problem somewhere. At the end of the day, I understand that you want to listen to motivational podcasts, know all the tricks, know all the steps, but the greatest motivational advice ever: go and do it. You don't need, forget all those ones. Go outside and do it. And I think if your partner has been seeing this recurring trend, it has not become a disturbing behavior, then I think it's coming from a place of concern. So at the end of the day, unplug yourself from the matrix of, I want to listen to these guys. I want to listen to Diary of the CEO. I want to listen to all that, and just go and do. Make sure that your days are accountable. What am I achieving today? Put it in tiny steps, like Osagie said. And when you begin to do these tiny steps, you feel better. That is the real dopamine rush. You actually achieve your goals for the day, for the week, for the month, and for the year. But you can listen to 100 podcasts, and by December 31, 2025, you will feel bad again for yourself because you'll be like, I spent so much time listening and I didn't do anything for myself. So please just cut everything out and just hit. Well, it's still January, so you can start it now. Lock yourself in, as the kids say, lock in. Write a list of goals you want to do. Get the daily steps to help you achieve your goals, and fire on. That's it at the end of the day. No podcast is going to save you in this life. Consuming podcast alone is not going to save you in this life. You have to go out there and do the hard work. So that's it.
I beg you, lucky, I beg you. I use the word beg you because if you know locking, your eye go see all back.
Bro, the only thing everybody has in this world is time.
Exactly.
Bro, and if you play your time, bro, you go tell you. 5 years is, you think 5 years is far? 5 years is just within a twinkle of an eye.
That's it. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to Haruna Quadri, who has won the quarterfinal game at the WTT Star Contender Table Tennis Championship.
Yes, that man is still playing.
Yes, and he just won Park.
I think he's in a club in Portugal.
I just won Park Gagnon of China, of South Korea, actually. So he won the men's singles quarterfinal. He's off to the semi-final.
If you can beat an Asian, bro, you sabi play table tennis.
That is so wild.
It's not so wild,
those
bro. Now that they
guys.
win now. Now that they win
Oh
now.
my god.
Now that they win now.
Shout out
If you
to
can beat
Harry
an Asian, bro, you're good.
Shout out to Harry and Quadri. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Guys, this was a good one. This was a good one.
What's good?
This was a good one. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Of course, I have to leave you guys with the one and only Jack for Shack.
The first time I came to New York, I used to think New York was like heaven on earth. But I was surprised to see beggars on the streets of New York. Homeless people on the streets of New York.
My guy saw people begging like, in America.
My Jeff, I shake it and you. What you see is confusion. When you look to the right, you look to the left, you look down the south, up to the north. What you see is distraction. When you look to the right, you look to the left, you look down the south, up to the north. What you see is illusion. Ooh, yeah, yeah, right on. Right on. Bubble in the night and a bubble in the night.